for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Same-day delivery on eligible in-stock items, subject to availability. Fees vary. Visit Lowes.com/same-day delivery for full terms.
Every second counts in a poison emergency. That's why Poison Help is standing by 24/7 to provide free assistance in over 100 languages. Save Poison Help as a contact in your phone today. Poison Help. 1-800-222-1222.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
There's a missed connection, and then Lardis is hammered by Nikishin just inside the blue line, and then coming after Nikishin.
He's got two guys on him.
The place
he's going to go.
Here we go. Nikishin and Moore, and Nikishin has lowered the boom on Oliver Moore. Three straight rights.
He just buried it. He didn't want to go. It was a clean hit. He shouldn't have to go. But he finally said, okay, Oliver Moore.
It's the Adam Gold Show. How are you? Welcome to the front door of Ice Mageddon 2026. How are you? Hope you're all prepared. Hope all the hatches are battened down. I don't know. It doesn't look like we're going to get the snow we hoped for, Victoria.
Nope, not at all.
But we will, as a consolation prize, get the stuff that will turn our power off.
Oh, let's hope not.
Yeah, ice, freezing rain is what we're probably headed for. We have crack meteorologist Brian Shrader will join us in 14 minutes. I am looking forward to this. We're going to have a conversation about the weather and about board games with Brian Shrader.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
are you gonna ask? I know he used to have a dog named Vivian. I love that, but I don't know if he still has her or not.
Let me hold on. Yes.
Okay.
Vivian is, I don't know how old Vivian is, but miniature schnauzer.
Yes, she's fancy.
All right, very nice. Yes, well, all dogs are fancy.
Yes.
All dogs are fancy. Are all of your batteries charged?
They should be. They're plugged in now. They'll
Seriously,
stay there.
No joke. Charge all of your batteries.
Yes.
Make sure your flashlights have batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure, there are candles nearby. Love a good candle.
Oh, me too.
Just cover all your bases. All right, we heard the play-by-play of the bout between Alexander Nikishin and Oliver Moore. It was one of the really entertaining parts of that entire game, and I talked about this in the podcast last night. I give Oliver Moore, even though it was an unnecessary fight because the hit was absolutely perfect, clean. I give Oliver Moore so much credit for everything that happened, including what he said in the locker room after, which we'll let you hear later. Far be it from me to heap praise on another team's, squad player, because that's all he is.
Mm-hmm.
But I have mad respect for Oliver Moore.
It was his birthday yesterday,
It was his 21st birthday. Holy mackerel.
Way to ring in your 21st birthday. Here's a beer with that shiner.
Holy cow. Dude, Nikishin didn't even want to fight.
No.
Funniest part of that whole thing, Nick Lardis, who scored earlier, was trying to prevent the fight.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to get in between Moore and Nikishin.
Yep.
And then he went, well, forget it.
Yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
Fortunately, Moore wasn't injured. Fortunately, Nikishin wasn't injured.
No.
Throwing a punch or three punches, whatever it was. But anyway, that was Canes. It didn't go well for Carolina last night, but they got a point out of it. And it'll come up. It'll come up soon. Let's start.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here.
I need a nap.
Let's get it
Me too.
See, I don't need overtime and shootout crap on a Thursday night. I just don't.
No. We still got another day of work.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're trying to prepare for all of the winter weather. Anyway, Brian Shrader, WRAL TV5 will join us in 10 minutes. First, a Darian Mensah update. I meant to ask you, do we have, it's not a breaking news sounder, but we have serious newsroom sound?
Ooh.
Like almost typewriters in the background, ominous music.
Typewriters.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
When we used to have do you even know what a typewriter is?
Oh, yeah. I've typed before. It was always fun until you mess up a letter, and then you got to start all over.
So if you didn't have the correctable ribbon?
Yeah.
Or we used to have correct-to-type.
Oh.
So you could actually slip a little, like a little sheet in, and then re-hit. This is before electric typewriters.
Before whiteout.
I had a manual typewriter.
Yeah. Oh.
Never mind. All right, so we have a Darian Mensah update. Mensah, through his attorney, has filed a motion to suspend the temporary restraining order that will prevent him from enrolling at another school, and by that I mean the University of Miami, with his friend and wide receiver Cooper Barkate, who also entered the transfer portal at the latest possible time after learning that the quarterback was skipping town. Let me just put the brakes on this very quickly for those people who may not know. Darian Mensah, quarterback at Duke last year, great season, announced on December 19th. I think he made a video talking about how great it was at Duke, and they couldn't wait to go back and run it back, try to defend their conference championship, make the college football play, all this stuff. He was pumped for Duke in 2026 until Miami couldn't get a quarterback out of the portal, and now he's less pumped for Duke in 2026 because Miami is making it rain with money. I get it. Not only is Miami a better bet to challenge for the college football playoff and maybe win it, I personally think he's an upgrade over Carson Beck. So not only is all of that in place, but Miami could not find a quarterback in the portal. And somehow a connection was made between Miami and Darian Mensah. All right, next item. The temporary restraining order that Duke was granted. There were 6 elements that they asked for. They got 5 of the 6. One that they did not get was they couldn't stop him from entering the transfer portal because you have to be in it by a certain date to be able to use it. So they couldn't stop him from getting into the transfer portal, but it did stop him from getting out of it because, as Duke argued, they didn't want him to violate the terms of the 2-year contract he signed with Duke. If you are familiar with the contract, and if you're not, I'll try to explain it here quickly. The contract was written in such a way that he was not allowed, by contract that he signed, to play for another school, to sign his NIL rights away to another school. That was forbidden based on the contract. So, as Duke is saying, and it's a 2-year deal, we would be entering the 2nd year of that 2-year deal. And as Duke argued, they didn't want him to violate the terms of his contract. They were just looking out for Darian Mensah. That's all. They weren't looking out for Duke. They didn't want Mensah to violate the terms of his contract. It's always good to look out for the best interest of your students. So much disingenuous here. But if you're going to ask for a mulligan on the temporary restraining order that maybe you didn't do a great job arguing in the first place, meaning Mensah, if you're going to go back in front of a second judge, because the first judge recused himself going forward because he's apparently a Duke basketball season ticket holder. So if you're going to go before a second judge and ask for a mulligan, you can at least come up with something better than I was unaware of an enrollment deadline at the school that had interest in my services. You have to come up with something better than that because nobody is buying it. Quote, this is from the argument today. At the time of the hearing, neither Mensa nor counsel was aware of any enrollment deadlines for collegiate institutions who have indicated their interest in Mensa's enrollment. So Miami, excuse me, unnamed collegiate institution interested in Mensa's enrollment, they didn't say, hey, look, we need you here by Friday. We need you in the system by Friday because that's the deadline to enroll for the spring semester. Nobody mentioned that. Come on, please. We're not all dumb. We're not all dumb. Anyway, there are other schools, I'm sure, that have a deadline that isn't February 23rd, today, which apparently is Miami's deadline, but I saw online somewhere, and I believe everything I read on the internet, that Miami's deadline actually was Wednesday. I don't know. I don't know what the deadline is. I don't really care at this point. Ultimately, we are headed for a settled dispute here, and it may preclude Mensa from going through spring ball. I mean, that might be the price that Mensa has to pay and that Miami has to pay. One quick thing about college football and the playoff, which came up today. They will stay at 12 for next season. They will not expand to 16. It's not official, but that is the reality. The two conferences that equally share in the decision-making here, the SEC and the Big Ten. Real quick aside, we have a Power 4, right? We don't. We don't, because the ACC and the Big 12 can dance, sing, and otherwise, make all sorts of funny motions. It doesn't matter what they think. It's only up to the SEC and the Big Ten. It's like being a representative to Congress from Washington, D.C. I know you're here, and you might have an office, but nothing you say matters. Sorry. I mean, when I was a kid, I don't know, I wasn't a kid. It was probably 20-some-odd years ago. Was it Eleanor Holmes Norton was like the shadow representative from D.C. Like, I mean, you can't vote on anything, but it's nice to see you. Anyway, so they're going to stay at 12. The SEC and the Big Ten, who I think we all know now, only have the best interests of their fans, the students who play the games, and the long-term health of the industry in their hearts. And when I say that, I mean that they only want to whip out their goalposts to see who has the taller uprights.
See what you did there.
Thank you. The SEC wants 16. And I think most of the leagues are cool with 16. The Big Ten will accept 16, but only if there is a guarantee to go to 24 in 3 years. And I think we can all agree sanely that 24 is freaking ridiculous. But the Big Ten, they are super what am I? I'm trying to come up with a pretty common word that insecure. That's what they are. They just had a team win the national championship and another make the semifinal. The SEC had a team in the semifinal, but 3 years in a row did not have a team in the final, in the championship game. But it's the Big Ten with such deep insecurities that they have to guarantee that their league will get X amount. The SEC, because I think they know, even though they didn't have a great year, by their standards. They know ultimately that they play the better football. They put more players into the NFL draft, blah, blah, blah. They know they're going to get more teams in. Anyway, it's just, the whole thing is just absolutely super silly. 1 minute on the Canes, then we're going to talk to Bryant Shrader, then we'll probably come back to the Canes. Carolina fans were already mad before the game started. Do you know why they were already mad before the game started, Victoria?
Because Freddie was in
Yes.
net. Yep.
Yes. I actually got into, I wouldn't say an argument because I wouldn't argue something so stupid. There was a fan's like, Brandon Bussey's had 3 days rest. Why isn't he playing? I'm like, it's 2 days rest. They played Monday. Today is Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday would be the rest.
Math.
So, yeah, right? No, it's hours. It's blah. They played this Monday afternoon, and it's 3 days. I'm like, if they had played Tuesday, he wouldn't have had a full day's rest. It would be the next day. You don't count the day you're in, the day the game is. You count the day before the game. But, so, not all Canes fans were mad at Freddie. Enough of you were, and you know it. Anderson had played well enough over the last 3 games to reasonably consider that he would be fine against Chicago. I mean, he did give up 2 goals on the first 7 shots. I get it. But neither was a bad goal, so I don't even know what the complaint is. He didn't give up any bad goals. Did he make the big save early? No, but again, it's not a bad goal. We have to stop. It doesn't make a difference. Frederick Anderson could give up a 5-on-0 goal and like half of you dopes would blame him. And I don't mean all of you fans. We just know those of you who are anti-Freddie. Freddie Anderson has earned the lack of trust. I give you that. So we had that. They were already in a lather. Then we get bent out of shape over Rod Brindamore's shootout lineup. Where's Nick Ehlers? For the record, Nick Ehlers and I are tied for career shootout goals. Yeah, we're tied. We both have 0. I have played 0 years in the NHL. Nick Ehlers is in, this is year what, 11? Carolina lost the game because the power play was terrible. They allowed a shorthanded goal. That's why they lost the game. They didn't lose the game because Freddie Anderson played. They didn't lose the game because Rod Brindamore sent out Keandre Miller in the shootout. They lost the game because their power play was junk, and they otherwise didn't play well enough. That's all. We don't have to go crazy about it. Mad online for a team that is still leading the division by 6 points is nutty. All right, my rant is over. I might just be overtired. It's very possible.
That is possible.
Coming home from the game, stressing over an ice storm, whether or not I'm going to lose power or not. My friend Brian Shrader from WRAL TV5, part of the emergency weather team. What? First of all, here's what I know about Brian Shrader. He kicked my ever-loving rear end at a game show about 10 years ago. Buried me on the panel. He answered every single question right before it was asked. I did. That is a truism. So first of all, thank you for doing this. All right. So
hey, Adam, it's my pleasure.
All right. So I know because we have weird weather in the Triangle, it can change. From Wake County to Orange County to Johnston County. Let's start with Raleigh, and then we'll kind of branch out. What are we expecting here? When is it going to start? How long do we have to live?
Yes, get your affairs in order. Who knows what's going to happen? No. We're gonna get through this. It could be a little miserable, but it's going to be fine. In the Triangle area, here's what to expect. The precipitation is not going to start till late Saturday, so you're going to have the morning and afternoon Saturday to do whatever you want to do. It's going to be chilly and miserable, but the precipitation doesn't start till Saturday evening. Probably starts as sleet in our area. and that is going to eventually switch over to freezing rain late Saturday into early Sunday morning. And the way it looks right now is that we're going to have freezing rain through most of the day on Sunday. So that is bad news.
Yeah.
The freezing rain is what we're really worried about, because we could really run into trouble with trees down, power outages. You need to be prepared for being without electricity for maybe several days.
That's not good. Yeah.
No, it's not good.
Right. That
Not
is
good.
the understatement of the year for several days. I know I've already received, I live in Granville County. I've already received notice from a couple of companies that we are aware that there will be outages and all of that. So I trust that they will do the best they can. They understand that their role in our society. How does that change based on, because this show is broadcast in Asheville and in Wilmington and in Charlotte and up in Roanoke Rapids. So is there a line somewhere across the state where it's going to be snow, or it's going to be even worse than it will be here in the Triangle?
I think, looking at the model trends today, there is one little glimmer of hope. If you really want to root for the best possible outcome, giving the potential outcomes, hope for sleet. There are some indications that we could see a lot of sleet falling in some areas, which would cut down on the amount of ice accrual that could really lead to power outages. Now, sleet is no fun, but if you're going to choose between sleet and freezing rain, you want the sleet.
Yeah.
And there's some indications that, especially in the western Piedmont, that may be the case. Up around the Triad area, northwestern North Carolina, we could really get some significant sleet amounts. This does not look like a big snow maker. In the far northwestern parts of North Carolina, along the Virginia border, there could be a little burst of snow Saturday evening, maybe up to an inch or two, but a lot of that's going to be mixed in with sleet as well. So let's hope for some sleet. I am most concerned about conditions along the I-85 corridor, all the way from Henderson through Oxford, down through Durham, the Triad, into Charlotte and upstate South Carolina. I think that is going to be the area you're really going to have to watch for heavy precipitation, and a lot of that could be freezing rain. I think that along the I-85 corridor, we are going to see a major ice storm. And at least in the Triangle area and in a lot of parts of central North Carolina, we haven't seen anything like this since 2002. So a lot of people have moved here, and they're not ready for long-lasting power outages. In the winter, we're going to see highs in the 30s next week, lows in the single digits maybe, Monday morning, Monday night. So this is going to be pretty miserable for a lot of people, I'm afraid.
Bryant Shrader is joining us from WRAL TV5, meteorologist. So you basically said at Gold's house, it's going to be trouble because we can hear I-85 from our house. So all right, you have sufficiently scared the heck out of me, Brian. All right, so and it will go through most of the day on Sunday. And like I know there were models that showed this was going to be snow, but is it too cold for snow? Where do we have the warm part of the atmosphere that is messing with snow?
The whole problem here for you snow lovers is that we are going to have air temperatures probably about 50 degrees on Sunday, about 5,000 or 6,000 feet above us. So anything that forms as snow up in the upper atmosphere falls through that layer, it melts.
Yeah.
And if that warm layer is thick enough, in other words, if it's warm enough all the way down to the ground, when it falls out of the sky and hits the ground, it's a raindrop. But as soon as it hits the ground with temperatures at 30 or maybe even in the upper 20s, it freezes on contact. That, I think, is what we're going to see on Sunday.
That's terrible. All right. We've sufficiently scared people. Now, knowing you and reading your bio, you like geeky board games. So what is the board game that, you'll be busy, but if you weren't busy, what would the board game be that you would play?
I think that probably Power Grid is the best one given the situation here. Have you ever played Power Grid? Heard of it?
I have not. If I didn't have a hockey game, I'm going to have to figure out how to do. I would definitely be looking at. We're going to download as many things as we can to a laptop and binge watch shows. We'll all huddle around the laptop.
Yeah.
But no, I have not heard Power Grid. Is it anything like Chutes and Ladders?
It's a little more complex, but
right.
I'll just have to come up I-85 and play it one night with you.
All right. It's a date. It's a date, Brian Shrader, at WRAL Traffic. Sir, I appreciate your time, man.
Anytime.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to be on the air starting tomorrow afternoon on TV. And as I put a post on Instagram, get a battery-operated radio.
Yeah.
If the lights go out, if the grid goes down, and we're out offline for a couple of days, you'll at least be able to stay connected to the world through the magic of radio.
There you go. Radio still works. Absolutely. Right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
See ya.
You got it. Brian Shrader here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, so I'm officially terrified.
I know.
I don't want to be without power.
Those are up in our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Ice.
He basically, all I heard when he said I-85 corridor between Henderson and Oxford, all I heard was Adam's house.
You.
That's all I heard was Adam's house.
Ice, baby. Yeah.
Anyway, it's not too late to go to Cancun.
Let's go.
I could do the hockey game. It's in Ottawa. I could do the hockey game.
Why not?
From a hotel room.
Sure. Room service.
Okay. We'll talk Hurricanes in a little bit. When we come back, though, Joel Bryant, highschoolot.com. A lot of things have been altered. Some games have already been played, but we got basketball playoffs and an unbelievable story about a high school that is suspending varsity football because they couldn't score last year. Next.
Delivering more hits than the Canes forecheck.
Shoots, he scores!
The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Listen every afternoon for The Drive with Tim Donnelly.
Our hands had been hovering over the panic button for UNC basketball for a while now, and Caleb Wilson and Henry Vasar can't hold us back anymore. Officially smash the panic button time. That doesn't mean the season's over. It doesn't mean they're untalented. It means you better go to the extremes to fix it, because the 2 losses over the weekend, that's too bad.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 3 to 6 on 99.9 The Fan.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. We're still a few weeks away from the Super Bowl, but the NFC Championship game will cap off every other NFL game. And by the way, you can get a profit boost pack for every NFL playoff game day, and that's Sunday. All customers, Rams, Seahawks, might as well be the Super Bowl. Winner's going to win the Super Bowl, right? Maybe. Who knows? But this one is going to be fantastic. Third meeting of the season between these two. They split the others. The Rams are getting points on the road. They've got the better quarterback. Seattle's got the better defense. Have fun. FanDuel.com/local for the NFC Championship game. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. People are looking around their homes right now and they're saying, I need this, I need this, I need this. You guys do everything for the exterior of your home. How do you keep it from being overwhelming for the homeowner?
Right, Adam. The first thing we do is we come out there, do an assessment with the homeowner. It's a no-obligation estimate, and we can break it up into phases of projects, or if you want to break it up into easy monthly payments, we come out there, give you a good plan. It's no pressure, no obligation, and whether it's windows, siding, doors, roofing, most of these projects we give you a lifetime warranty on for the rest of your time in the home. And then you can also break it up into easy monthly payments and make it manageable for your budget.
I love manageable. I love easy monthly payments. I love lifetime warranties. Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. These people are amazing. You should check them out online, aluminumcompany.com.
It's the start of something new sales event right now at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington. Drive home a brand new 2026 Ram 1500 for 20% off. Or pick your financing deal, 0% for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months. America's best-selling truck comes with a terrific powertrain limited warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles. Excludes RHO and tungsten. See dealer for details. So get off your keister and get to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington today.
This is Adam Gold.
He doesn't have many years to choose from.
No, and part of that was COVID.
Right.
Nobody's picking COVID.
COVID was a great year.
Yeah.
Look, if you invested in Zoom,
oh, that was a good year.
You had a good year during COVID.
Yep.
The Adam Gold Show.
See, Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. I didn't ask Brian Shrader if we had a name for the winter Ice-mageddon that's coming, and we are now Team Sleet. We are rooting for sleet.
Yes, for sure.
So that's what Brian Shrader told us, root for sleet. I've never rooted for sleet before, but I'm gonna. But it's coming, and I'm going to lose power. That's what Brian told me.
Right, play board games.
He did.
A board game I've never heard of before.
The storm is going to sit at your house for 24 hours.
Power grid.
So
apparently what we were going to need.
I don't know. But Brian did say he was going to come over to my house and play a board game.
Right.
So, so this storm is going to wreak havoc, already has with the high school sports schedule coming up this weekend. It already has moved. Joel Bryant, highschoolot.com, is in studio with me. First of all, thanks. Tell me what has already happened. What has, and how will this further interrupt anything, or because everything has already been moved, that will be business as usual by maybe the middle of next week?
Yeah, a bunch of the games were already moved up to last night. They were supposed to be on Friday night because Friday night's like the big high school night.
Right.
So a lot of games happened last night.
They could have had them Friday night. This thing's not coming until
but
late Saturday.
high school ADs and coaches, they get very scared a week out. Any
School's
slight
already
chance
canceled next week. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be the thing is how vast is this storm and how long will schools be out, if at all, next week? If it's anything significant, that's going to affect a lot of schedules in basketball. And, we're supposed to have wrestling playoffs starting up kind of next week.
Right.
The seeding is next week. So they'll probably have time to fix it in basketball. But wrestling, I'd be worried about. How's that going to work with the seeding next week? Then again, we could just have nothing. Maybe the storm will be a no show.
Look, Brian did not intimate that nothing was really on the bingo card. He was really saying, really, best case scenario is sleet. That if that's best case scenario, look, it's not my job to scare anybody, right? I don't want to do that. But as somebody who doesn't want to lose power, I'm a little worried.
We have a backup generator here I think
Right.
Rusty's going to be staying here.
Can I bring the horses, Victoria? Can I bring the horses here?
Yeah, they can go in that cubicle out there. And
But they have coats. They can be outside.
Yeah.
We have a well too. It's no good. There's nothing good that's going to happen. I don't want to lose power for several days. All right, there's a couple of other things I want to talk to you about, including the transfer portal and players from North Carolina schools that are, moving around.
Mm-hmm.
But before I do that, High Point Central is suspending varsity football. When I saw you had sent me this story, but when I saw they had lost every game last year, and the aggregate score was, did I get this right? 523 to nothing.
I think it was like 527.
527 to nothing.
Big difference there.
Those two safeties. I forgot the two safeties.
Yeah, they were shut out in every game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and they decided that they were going to suspend. They say for 1 year, they'll still have junior varsity football. So, on a personal level, suspending because your team isn't good is awful, and it sends a terrible message. If it is unsafe, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did they incur massive amounts of injuries because they are playing with players who physically can't compete, or are they just not good?
Well, it's not a small school. It's a 5A school. I think it's just a participation issue. I think that, guys that live in that area who would be playing for them might be at other schools,
right?
Things like that. I didn't hear anything about mass injuries there, but it's going to happen in football, obviously.
Sure.
I just think it's more of they're taking this as like a confidence building year, probably.
Are they?
And yeah, the thing about this is it just sounds bad.
Yeah.
But a couple of schools have done this of late in the past 5 years, and it's actually kind of worked out for them.
Okay.
So we can get into that if you'd like.
All right. Well, that's fine. Now, there are players that can't play JV.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
So I think they're going to get the chance to play at other schools. And Guilford County schools, they already have the school choice program,
right?
Which I think could cause some issues in athletics already. But I think they're going to be allowed to play in other schools if they want to. I think that there's going to be an option maybe for the junior kids to play at JV, which would be strange because that doesn't happen normally.
No.
But I would suspect that most of them are going to end up at other schools if they really want to play.
If you're playing varsity, you don't want to play JV.
Yeah.
Right. It's just unless you're only playing because, man, it's fun to play and I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I would think most of these guys like to compete.
Yeah.
The guys who play.
Well, imagine being a sophomore this year that was on varsity, and then you're going to be a junior. They're like, oh, go play JV. That you wouldn't like that.
No, it would be awful. And I remember my own athletic career in high school, and I was not thrilled. I changed schools and varsity baseball one school, and then I was like, no, you're going to play JV. Like, no, it's not. I'm better. Regardless, this is not a good option for these athletes. And my guess is that the guys who are varsity players and good ones will probably scatter across Guilford County, no?
Yeah, that's probably the case. In that area, High Point area, there's a cluster of schools there. There's T.W. Andrews High School, Ragsdale High School is close by, and Southwest Guilford High School is close by. Andrews was pretty good last year. They had a nice breakout season. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if some of them end up at some of the schools more north in Greensboro. But it's how many players are we talking about from a team that, didn't score any points last year, and it's going to be interesting just what kind of impacts they have elsewhere.
This is sort of a joke. Did they make the playoffs?
No.
Okay. Well,
hey, it's easy.
Almost everybody makes the playoffs.
You're right about that. We're letting in most teams nowadays.
Right.
So.
I mean,
yeah,
527.
We did have a couple of teams that won 2 games make it.
Yeah,
and
we have a lot of teams make the playoffs. All right, now to North Carolina players in the transfer portal. By the way, what happens to the head coach, the varsity head coach of that team?
I believe he'll be staying there. I think he'll coach the JV team.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, the youth movement.
Yeah.
The youth movement has taken hold at, was it Northern Guilford? Guilford Central.
It's just. What are you talking about?
The high school. What?
You're talking about Grimsley or Dudley? Or...
No, at High Point Central.
High Point,
I don't want to say Guilford. High Point
we were
Central.
About, it's
never
Guilford
mind.
County. It's okay.
Never mind. All right. Transfer portal stuff. I'm looking at, and this is all North Carolina high school players.
Yes, yeah.
That some who went to school locally, but North Carolina high school players, regardless of where they went, entering the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
So since my head swims when I see these things, what jumps out to you about this other than I see a lot of players leaving the state who decided to stay home initially?
Yeah, it's interesting that we'd gotten some of these guys to stay here. Some of them transferred back here. So like Hollywood Smothers started out, I think Oklahoma, came back to state. Noah Rogers started at Ohio State, came back to state. So in some cases they got guys back the first time. In some cases they were there the whole time, like Terry Moore, the Duke safety. He came from Washington High School way out there east. So we're getting some of these guys, in the first place. And then when they hit the portal, they're going to all these other out-of-state schools, other ACC schools, SEC schools, and just kind of everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Duke has not had a good run in the portal.
No, it's unfortunate because, they did a good job recruiting some of these kids. Terry Moore, and Quayshawn Brown, the receiver, between Terry Moore and Quayshawn Brown, these were guys that are kind of, unheralded recruits where Duke kind of took a chance on them back then. As like the main, Power 4 school recruiting them. They go to Duke, they play really well, they become stars at Duke, and then all of a sudden they're, kind of saying, all right, see ya, thanks for the help, but see ya.
I like to, when I compare what college sports is here, I've become a big European football fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the same. And if you look at the structure of European soccer, the smaller clubs essentially groom players, and then the bigger clubs just take them.
Yeah.
They buy them. And that's what's happening here. That is the reality of
the weird
really
thing to
college
me
football.
is staying in the ACC. So like Quayshawn Brown going from Duke to Virginia Tech. Like,
right.
What are we really getting out of that?
Well, what they're getting is a much better game day environment. And in some ways, maybe, first of all, money.
Yeah.
Right. I would imagine that virtually everybody on this list has transferred for more money. I wouldn't say every single one of them.
Yeah.
But I would say 95% of them are transferring for more money.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, so on this list, there's nobody who went to school, say high school in, say, Texas, that just happened to be going to a college in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Right. So these are all North Carolina high school students.
Yep.
How many are there total?
On this list that I've been tracking, we have, I think, over 60. So there's some guys that were ranked in the top 100 in the transfer portal rankings, and we have some guys that are lower ranked too. It's kind of a whole widespread of players here.
Yeah. I mean, NC State. There's a bunch of NC State products here. Hollywood Smothers, Terrell Anderson, Noah Rogers, the quarterback, Lex Thomas too, right?
Yes, Lex Thomas in the portal. He's obviously a kind of a long-term family investment there in the Thomas family between Thayer and Drake. And Drake, by the way, is playing in the NFC Championship game this weekend.
Drake Thomas is an absolute baller.
He's a stud. He's a stud. Over 100 tackles this year.
He's a baller.
I think we're going to get a Drake versus Drake Super Bowl. Two Drakes from North Carolina, Drake May from Myers Park High School, and Drake Thomas from Heritage and Wake Forest. If we get that, that'll be a pretty fun storyline for us.
Yeah, we have State Carolina beef.
Well, I think about the high school part of it, but
I understand.
That's true,
I understand, but all of it.
Yeah,
that would be fantastic. And is there anything else about this particular list that jumps out? We do see a lot of guys that don't have a destination yet.
Yeah, there are some. I'm kind of wondering, what the situation is with some of these guys that don't have a destination yet. Maybe they're unfortunately not going to end up at a college. That's going to be the reality for a lot of these guys in the portal. There's some guys that went from a high level to a really low level. And I told someone this before, all these players on the list, you're not, from our perspective, you're not really surprised about any of them for two reasons. One, a lot of these guys were under-recruited coming out of high school. And two, some of these guys were just kind of like these attractive prospects. Maybe they show up to a camp and measure really well. We didn't really see it kind of on the field. So there's some guys on here where we never really saw it, on the field, and then you see them end up transferring to a lower level. So it's kind of interesting how everything kind of evens out in the end.
All right, with Joel Bryant, highschoolot.com. Thank you very much for this. I'm going to stare at this list.
Yeah.
I know East Carolina lost There's just one player that East Carolina? No, they lost a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tight end, Javante Connor, yep.
Defensive lineman Zion Wilson going to Virginia.
Yeah, that's a local kid from right around ECU.
Yeah, what bothers me about the list is that I don't see anybody coming.
Yes.
I see one going to UNC Charlotte, but I don't see anybody coming to an ACC school in North Carolina.
No.
That is troubling.
Yeah.
All right, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We got one-timers next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. We are kicking on to playoff mode in the National Football League. What do you mean kicking on? We have been kicked on already for 2 weeks. And remember, FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost pack for every NFL playoff game day. During the championship round, you can find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. And it is the greatest app known to sports wagering ever. More boosts means you get to create more value in whatever you like. FanDuel.com/local, FanDuel.com/local. Grab your profit boost pack today. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
With a potentially damaging storm expected to impact our area, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. Ensure you have necessary supplies on hand like groceries, flashlights, batteries, and blankets. Charge your mobile phones in advance and check in on neighbors who may need help. As soon as conditions are safe, public power line workers will assess damage in local public power communities and begin to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. Stay safe and get storm preparation tips at electricities.com.
According to the latest report on farmland loss in the United States, North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land loss by the year 2040. Together we can protect our family farms even as North Carolina's population continues to grow. Learn more about preserving your family farm at the Southern Farm Show in Raleigh, February 4th through the 6th by visiting the booth for the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. And see more at ncadfp.org.
Did you know Medicare fraud is costing us $68 billion a year? The NC Department of Insurance Senior Medical Patrol Program's goal is to reduce Medicare fraud, waste, and abuse. If you suspect any billing or Medicare fraud issues, we're here to help. Contact SMP today at ncshiip.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
This season, make the choice to protect what matters most, you and your family. Choose to get vaccinated for the best protection from respiratory illness.
Talking with your provider about vaccines, hand washing, and staying home when sick keep your family protected from the flu, RSV, and COVID.
Defend yourself. Get vaccinated to protect you and your family from respiratory illnesses this season.
Visit myspot.nc.gov to find yours today.
Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need. Because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
This is Adam Gold.
And we're going to have Seth on the show next week when he gets back from vacation. He was by a pool.
What
are you doing? Get off Twitter.
It's nicer to be on Twitter when you're by a pool anyway.
No, just stop. Stop engaging with people.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. Bridget Condon, top of the hour. NFL championship weekend, conference championship weekend. Patriots in Denver, followed by the Rams in Seattle, which I know everybody will say the same thing. Well, the winner of that game is going to win the Super Bowl. They'll be favored. No doubt about it. They will be favored. But we've seen assumptions go wrong.
Yes.
I think the Rams are the best team.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think Seattle's going to win that game.
I know. If you look at their history, like they're going back and forth with the games that they've played, they've had the crazy games, like the missed 2 points and all this stuff. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like it went into overtime and all this stuff. So yeah, they have a weird history, so anything could happen.
Sam Darnold could win a Super Bowl
while seeing ghosts. No, sorry.
Probably will.
Yeah.
He probably will. And we'd love to see Drake May in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But Denver's defense is all that.
Mm-hmm.
And
a bag of chips.
Yeah. Jarrett Stidham, former Patriot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing against Mike Vrabel, but this screams Sean Payton masterclass to me.
Ugh.
And maybe it's because I definitely don't want it to happen. I
Yeah.
want to see Drake May in the Super Bowl. But
No one
anyway,
ever wants to see that.
Part of me thinks both home teams are going to advance. All right. It is time for one-timers.
Okay, so like we like to say, you can put them on our YouTube stream or add us on Twitter. Kicking things off on this Friday is Melissa. Lots of fans have ideas about the shootout last night and who should or should not have been picked. Do you have thoughts about it?
Yeah, there are 3 players for the Hurricanes who will basically always get picked. And they are Andrei Svechnikov, Seth Jarvis, and Jackson Blake. And those guys were the first 3 shooters. Andre scored. Seth was denied by a great save. Blake had his shot saved. So those are the 3 guys that are always going to go for the most part. And everybody else, I kid you not, everybody else is a service of what have you done in recent practices, because they actually do that in practices. And how were you playing on this given day? And Nick Ehlers, who people are calling for, literally, he's 0 for 1 this year for the Hurricanes. He is 0 for 7 forever in the NHL. I said before, I'm tied with Nick Ehlers.
Yeah, me
for
too.
Career, you are. We're all it's a 3-way tie for career shootout goals.
Yeah.
Sebastian Aho, 0 for 2 this year, is 6 for 27. Would Aho have been a better choice than, say, Keandre Miller? I mean, probably. But let's be honest.
Yeah.
If Sebastian Aho, as much as I love him as a player, and you may love him as a player, if Sebastian Aho is on a breakaway, what is your confidence level that he's going to score? It ain't high. So stop clowning and lying to yourself that suddenly, why wouldn't he go? All right, so we have to stop this. They didn't lose the game because of it. And this is my favorite Twitter exchange. If it was game 82 and the playoffs were on the line, would he have chosen Keandre Miller? It wasn't Game 82. It wasn't for a playoff spot. Why don't we just go, I would die if this person didn't score. That ain't what happened. Next.
Yeah. This one from Jennifer. Why does Rod never put Ehlers in the shootout? Which...
C, last answer.
0-7. So, moving on.
I could have been in the shootout, too.
Right. Let's see. This next one. When is the Olympic trade freeze?
2 weeks from yesterday, I believe.
And then the follow-up, will Tulski make a deal before that? But
I don't think they will. I think they'll wait until after the Olympics, which isn't a terrible strategy simply because if you trade for somebody who is in the Olympics and they get hurt while in the Olympics, you're kind of hosed. Mm-hmm. It depends. I think they would go after, certainly if they were going after somebody major, you'd want to do that sooner rather than later. But I really do think that they're going to use the remaining 6 games to kind of really figure out what they think they need.
Yeah. Well, here's a Carolina Panthers question from Sammy.
Thank you, Sammy.
Would you compare Bryce Young with Brock Purdy? And if yes, will Bryce be better than Brock? I feel the answer is no, which is bad for the future of the Panthers. Do you agree?
Well, you're comparing Bryce Young, I think, to a really good quarterback in the league. I don't think Bryce is as good as Brock Purdy, and I don't think Bryce's future... Look, if Bryce can continue to develop, then I could see it. Bryce doesn't have the trust in his receivers, maybe, or in himself at this stage. Purdy already throws to areas where he thinks his receiver will be. He already has that timing knack. Bryce doesn't have that yet. At least he hasn't displayed it on a consistent basis. But Purdy, if Bryce could ever be as good as Purdy, that would be awesome.
His Zamboni is bigger than yours. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
While everyone's rushing to the grocery store for bread and milk, I know something that'll keep you warm this weekend. I'm Victoria Bodecker here for Blue Shark Vodka, which is a locally owned, family-operated North Carolina business that produces the smoothest, cleanest vodka. And this weekend could turn out to be a mess, and we hope no one loses power. But this could be an opportunity to stay in, play some cards, and try a new cocktail. While everything else is a big question mark for this weekend, know that Blue Shark Vodka makes any drink better. So don't waste any time and check them out at your local ABC store.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is taxes.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
It's bow time.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $6.99.
Leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $6.99.
So crispy.
So crispy.
And juicy.
And juicy.
So much flavor.
So much.
Stop it. What are you doing?
What, you expect me to get this delicious deal and not say anything?
You're unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
With a boldly seasoned leg and thigh, choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea, it's a deal so good it's worth repeating. So eat and repeat while it lasts. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. And there's no time like now to stop what you're doing and join with the K-Yow Cancer Fund in the fight against all cancers affecting women. I'm Jenny Palmetier, CEO of the K-Yow Cancer Fund. From now through January 31st, Triangle Area Bojangles will donate all proceeds from Bowberry biscuit sales to the K-Yow Cancer Fund. Just buy a Bowberry, do some good, and get something good. So what are you waiting for? Hurry, it's bow time.
Hey, it's Tim Donnelly here, and I want to make sure everybody knows that Bailey's Fine Jewelry is proud to feature the largest Omega showroom of its kind, offering an unmatched opportunity to explore the brand's full collection. And this year, that means just a little bit more, because Omega has been the official timekeeper of the Olympic Games since 1932. So, if Omega and their timekeeping and all of the technology and innovation that you can have on your wrist is good enough in the extreme cold, high speeds, and intense physical conditions of the Olympics, downhill skiing, speed skating where every 10th of a second matters, well, guess what? It has to be good enough for you. And, in my personal opinion, they also look so darn sharp. I am a massive fan of Omega watches, luxury timepieces, and that's why you should stop out at the largest Omega boutique of its kind, inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's. If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers. Learn more at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
They were playing with house money after they beat the Packers. Like, they had already done it another time this season. They regained their edge in the rivalry. They won their first playoff game in 15 years. Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, the year one marriage is great. It doesn't feel like it's going to be 2018 all over again, which I know some Bears fans were wary of. Obviously, they wanted to win that game, but the fact that they didn't, I don't think should change anyone's opinion of what this season was, which is a resounding success.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. This has become a weekly staple, and I could not be more excited for it.
Me too.
The one and only from the NFL Network, she is Bridget Condon, who joins us. You are, I don't know that I asked you, are you headed to the Pacific Northwest, or are you headed back to Denver?
Well, right now I am headed to Woodland Hills, stuck in traffic on the 405. Anyone who's familiar with LA is well aware of that, to go to Rams practice, because I'm headed to the Pacific Northwest tomorrow to cover the game of the weekend, baby.
It is.
Seahawks, Rams, whoever wins this is winning the Super Bowl.
Well, I joked about that. I mean, they're the two best teams left. I don't think anybody is going to deny that. Assumptions, though, will get everybody, turned in the wrong direction. So is my guy Sam Darnold going to make the Super Bowl?
Guy.
What?
Okay. All right. I know this is just such a hard situation for me in both of these games. Okay.
Right.
When I was in college, my best friend's dad was like, "Are you sure you want to get into sports? Because once you get into sports, you're no longer a fan of it." And I was like, what is he talking about? And I bring this up to say that, I know you just asked me about the NFC game, but growing up in New England, I am actively saying that the Broncos are going to win this game. And I bring that back to Sam Darnold because he is my guy, but I am actively saying the Rams are going to take this game. And it breaks my heart, and I hope Sam Darnold proves me wrong and proves you wrong, more importantly.
What?
But I just think that everything is pointing in the Rams' direction. I think the Seahawks their time isn't yet. Mike McDonald's only in his second year.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's in his first year. I hope that they invest in those pieces and continue to build, and I think they'll be dominant for years to come. I think this is kind of the last hurrah for this Rams Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
He could retire, right? I think this is his season to win the MVP, to win the Super Bowl, and I hope he retires because I'm sick of these great athletes coming back and then it's just ending like Aaron Rodgers with a pick six and Tom Brady with a pick. Come on, let's just edge on top. and go enjoy your time with your family.
Are you ending Tom Brady's time with the Patriots, or have we blacked out that he was in Tampa and won a Super Bowl? That's fair. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that.
That out. Yeah, 100%.
Bridget Condon is joining. That's perfect. Bridget Condon from NFL Network is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, so I think you're 100% right about the Rams. This does feel like the last gasp for that group, for him.
But
right?
I will say, we said that like 4 years ago.
But the personnel is different.
When they put all the picks in, 100%.
Right.
100%. I think the biggest difference right now is that their quarterback cannot continue to play for the next 10 years. They're going to have to get a new person in that position.
No doubt about it. But Devontae Adams is toward the end of his career, right?
And doesn't he deserve a ring? He didn't get one with the Packers, right? Am I right? Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers only got one. It was a long time ago. Here's the thing, because I agree with you that the Rams are at a certain place. The Seahawks are younger. Mike McDonald, year 2. Sean McVay's already won a Super Bowl. And I think he may win others. Just looking at how the two teams have played to get where they are,
oh God,
Seattle has played better, right? The Rams were fortunate. The Rams played with their food, I thought, they could have lost to the Panthers in the first. They were trailing the Carolina Panthers. So
all right. The Rams have not played their best football in the postseason. They did not play well against the Carolina Panthers. And honestly, against the Bears, like when Caleb makes that throw, everybody's thinking it's over, right? Like for them to win that game is incredible. I mean, credit to Cam Curl with that interception, because we would be talking about Bears Seahawks. And if the Bears had won, we'd be talking, no way Chicago was winning this game. Okay, it was going to be Seattle.
Right.
But I think it's when you are in the same division and you're so familiar with each other, these games we see from teams that are terrible, like the Browns. How many times did we see them beat, people in the AFC North? Because it's just a weird thing, because you know each other so well that throw out every other game this season and just focus on the games that we've seen, the Seahawks and the Rams, and they've come down to the last possession. That's what it's going to come down to on Sunday. And I really pray it doesn't come down to a Sam Darnold pick to seal the game for the Rams. Like, I think the Seahawks lose this game, but please let's not have it be Sam Darnold's fault. I'm worried because for whatever reason, he struggles against the Rams. Remember when he was with the Vikings in the wild card round last year, and he got sacked, 9 times?
Yeah.
And even in the Week 11 game, he had turnovers, and they sacked him. I think it's going to be a close game. We also need to just point out, in Week 16, when the Seahawks won in overtime, they had 3 2-point conversions to win that game. So, yes, maybe the Seahawks are better and they're the number 1 seed, but had one of those 2-point conversions not gone their way, we would be talking about this game here in Los Angeles. The Rams would have been the 1 seed.
Yep.
So it is going to be such a close game. I mean, it's the best in the offense in Sean McVay and the best in the defense in Mike McDonald, and it's going to be pure cinema. And I hear you guys are getting a nice storm, so hunker down and just turn this one on, baby.
We might be watching it on my laptop, but that's another matter altogether. Bridget Condon, it is what it is. Bridget Condon, NFL Network, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. So you are picking you're not allowed to pick.
I'm not allowed to pick.
Okay, good.
But what I would say is I think Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay have an upper hand over Mike McDonald and Sam Darnold. Not saying that's what I want. I hope that this is a competitive game and it ends with a field goal from the Rams to win it. I do not want it to end in a Sam Darnold interception, because justice for my guy, Sam Darnold. Okay?
My guy.
When is he going to get the respect that he deserves?
I mean, I've been rooting for Sam Darnold forever, Bridget.
No, you haven't. But if he goes to the Super Bowl, you better put me on the show 5 days a week, because I'm going to be singing his praises. If he makes it to the Super Bowl, he needs to win. Let me just say that.
Well,
and I hope that he says, middle finger to the Vikings, the Jets, the Panthers. Wasn't he on the 49ers for a second, too?
He was the backup. He was he backed up out there I guess he backed up Garoppolo for a year. When you're backing up Jimmy Garoppolo. But no, I honestly, I believe he took that as sort of quarterback grad school, Guys who go out there and you get to learn, how they go about their offense. I mean, that's good. Whether you're learning from Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay, you learn how to play quarterback if you're touched by those kinds of coaches. Bridget Condon, NFL Network, is joining us here. I want to talk briefly about the other game. I know emotionally, it's probably a good thing you're not in Denver for a second consecutive week. Without Bo Nix, the assumption is New England has been gifted a spot into the Super Bowl. I don't see it that way. I see Jarrett Stidham with an axe to grind against New England because that's where he was. I see Sean Payton, who has an opportunity to be like evil scientist and cook something up.
Yeah.
The fact that the Broncos are a significant home underdog would scare the heck out of me if I was New England. So I kind of like the Broncos in this, and I hate the Broncos.
Okay, same. And it's just so weird because, I grew up 20 minutes from Gillette Stadium. So if any of my friends are listening to this from Boston, turn it off because you're not going to like what I have to say. But there's so much that, let me just say, of course, Patriots have never won in Denver in the postseason. We're talking Tom Brady lost there 3 times, okay? It just feels like the Patriots are assuming this is their game. Now, let me just say, Sean Payton, when Drew Brees got hurt in 2019, Teddy Bridgewater, 5-0. When he got hurt in 2020, Taysom Hill, 3-1. He knows how to win with a backup, and we're not just talking about a backup that they signed in training camp.
Right.
This guy has been in the system 3 full seasons. He's been there with Sean Payton. It was one of Sean Payton's picks to get him in as a backup since 2023. One thing that we have not heard enough about, but I was in the locker room after they beat who did they beat last week? Someone's beeping at me because I'm driving too slow because I'm trying to get my thoughts out.
The Broncos,
Don't do radio and
they
drive.
beat the Bills.
They beat the Bills. Okay. I was in the locker room, and I was talking to left tackle Garrett Bowles. He also, one of my favorite interviews, great guy. He and I were talking about, remember in 2023, when the Broncos let the Dolphins put up 70 on them?
Yeah.
And it was Sean Payton's first season, and everyone was like, oh, my God, what's going on? That kind of loss, for better or worse, bonds people. And you know who was on that team? Jarrett Stidham. And when you go through that, and you are running the scout team for 3 seasons, he is not just like a random guy off the street starting for this team. And to put that aside, you have J.K. Dobbins, which I haven't seen the injury report yet, but he's been limited all week. I imagine they're going to activate him off IR. He now has the freshest legs of anybody out there on the field. He has not played since November 6th, and he's going to run the ball. And then you have a defense that forced the Bills and Josh Allen to turn the ball over 5 times. Jarrett Stidham doesn't need to go out there and be Bo Nix and use his legs and make these fourth-quarter comebacks. What they need to do is put the ball in J.K. Dobbins' hands, have him make some good throws to Cortland Sutton, nothing crazy, and then rely on their defense. Their defense needs to force a couple of turnovers, get after Bo Nix, get after Drake May. And I think this game is going to be in the Broncos' favor. I hate to say it, but I think when you have a situation like this, when you're so high, you just win that divisional round game against the Bills, and then so low, just find out your quarterback is out for the season, that kind of stuff rallies a team. I'm not saying it can rally them all the way to winning a Super Bowl, but I definitely think it bonds them to be at home and beat a Patriots team. Regardless, I know everyone will say the Patriots are 8-0 on the road this season. I know that. But prove me wrong, but that's kind of where I'm at.
I'm with you. I think as much as I don't like to see Sean Payton win. To me, this is a Sean Payton type of a game, and I do think that we are going to hear a ton from the Patriots over the next decade because of Drake May and Mike Vrabel. I think they have the combination in place. I would love to see them get to a Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl would be a better game if Drake May is the starting quarterback for the AFC, but I don't see that. I don't see that one happen. Before we have to say goodbye to Bridget Condon, who is stuck in traffic, and yet people are honking at her on the 405.
People are so mad at me. I'm going 40 because I'm trying to get my points out.
I understand. I totally understand.
Oh, God.
So
leave Massachusetts and you don't know how to drive anymore.
It's
you know,
unbelievable. Buffalo moved on from Sean McDermott. I have no problem with that. But
what a press conference, my guy.
See, that's the problem that I had, is that when the when your crazy uncle comes down from the attic, and he says all sorts of goofy stuff, it shows your organization to be a bit of a clown show. How are they going to? I mean, you have Josh Allen, you're going to get a good coach. But I don't know if they're going to get a great coach. I think their best move is probably hiring from within to keep some continuity. Maybe that's Joe Brady. What? I mean, obviously, you mentioned how goofy the press conference was. What were your thoughts on just the moving on from Sean McDermott?
Well, one, I just need to say, if I'm Keon Coleman, I'm requesting a trade.
No doubt. Boy, what collateral, what strays he was catching.
Literally, he woke up and probably was just like trying to get on a flight to Cabo and checks his phone and is like, what did I do?
Right.
Like, literally, what did I do? I just woke up. Like, can I enjoy my off season? Anyways, I was shocked that they fired Sean McDermott. Do you ever, get really irritated by somebody at work and you were taught as a kid, count to 10, wait a little bit, take a day, take a night, and then have the conversation with your boss the next day or on Monday? You know, that's something that I try to do when I'm really frustrated in the moment. You know what, Bridget, sit with it and then come back on Monday. 9 out of 10 times on Monday, you have a level head and you're like, okay, never mind. What I was going to say Friday is crazy. Let's just figure out how to adjust. I wish that the Bills organization took the week to really sit through this. When he said that he made the decision in the locker room, to me, you're just making a decision based off emotion. You have to look at what Sean McDermott did. And also the pieces that he was working with. To me, let's figure out how to get better draft capital and how to get better pieces around Josh Allen than firing our head coach. And this is what's so interesting, because we've had a third of the league fire their head coaches this season. And to me, it's what better? Yes, there has been John Harbaugh and Mike McCarthy's out there, but a lot of these teams are going to sign these coaches, and they're going to, Mike, why am I blanking on his name? From Pittsburgh. What the heck?
Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, sorry. What he was saying, F around and find out. That's what's going to happen here. It's not Sean McDermott. And I think we live in this society where these people want this immediate fix and so quick, and we need to win now, and it takes time, and it is really, really hard to win in this league. There is only one team. You have to be clicking at the right moments. Your injuries have to, and regardless of all that, it comes down to a catch, non-catch.
Right.
Come on.
Here's what's funny. If they rule that a catch, and I'm here to say that I think they got the call right. I mean, it's a hard play, but I think they got the call right, because you have to complete the catch through the ground. That's the rule. And he didn't complete. But regardless, I'm not even going to debate that. If they rule it a catch, Sean McDermott's still the coach.
Yeah. Weird. I mean, come on. Who are you going to get? And then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a executive in the NFL. I don't bet on the NFL, and for all of these reasons, because it is just so crazy.
It is. Enjoy Seattle if you ever get to where you're going now on the 405.
Going to Rams practice.
Oh, that's right. You're going to Rams practice. That's what you did. You did.
Matthew Stafford on deck.
Oh, very nice. Tell Matthew we said hello, and we will hopefully talk to you next week.
And I'll tell him to retire too.
After winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Right. Keep all of that in order.
We'll talk to you next week, and we'll wish Sam Darnold a good offseason. But I hope he proves this wrong. Justice for Sam.
He wouldn't be proving me wrong. He wouldn't be. I'm Team Darnold. I told you know this. I'm such a big Darnold fan.
Give him the credit that he deserves.
I am huge. I have Sam Darnold pom poms. Bridget Condon.
Okay. I do have one more point to make,
Sure.
and I know that you said it.
Go ahead.
Based off of quarterbacks that you don't like. How about Baker Mayfield throwing strays at Kevin Stefanski?
Baker Mayfield is so angry all the time.
I love it.
He is so angry all the time. Not only is he angry, he's got a distorted view of the past that is also inaccurate. So he asked for the trade from Cleveland. He asked for the trade. He asked to be released.
Okay,
by
but
Carolina.
you're telling me that Kevin Stefanski didn't even reach out to him? He just shipped him off like a piece of garbage?
That's it.
Come on.
That's it. They took him out.
If RAL was like, hey, you're heading out of here, and didn't even shoot you a, hey, thanks for your time, wouldn't you be pissed?
Yeah, they took him out like Jimbo Fisher's Christmas tree. Just put him on the side of the road.
More Baker Mayfield, please.
Yeah,
I love it.
Exactly. All right, Bridget, have a safe trip. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bridget Condon, NFL Network. All right, Eric Mac Lain, ACC Network, is next. I can't wait to talk to Eric. We got two major stories. Obviously, what's going on with Duke and their now former quarterback that they are sort of holding on to, so he can't go to Miami. And the college football playoff staying at 12. Next.
Asheville to Wilmington, Boone to Durham, The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, Carolina Panthers fans, it's Dennis Cox from 99.9 The Fan.
And me, Chris Lee from WRAL-TV.
We're in the off-season, but our podcast, Panthers Playbook, presented by Wake Orthopedics, rolls on.
In every episode, we'll keep you up to date on Panthers news as the NFL Draft approaches.
Insights on free agents and prospects.
Plus all the insider info on who the Panthers want to pick at number 19.
Follow and subscribe to Panthers Playbook wherever you discover your favorite podcasts or watch on YouTube.
Pondering prizes with Cash Pop? Why pick just one pop when you can pick as many pops as you please? Up to 15. Picture this. You pick your pop, perhaps a powerful 7. Now pick more pops like a proud 9, a pristine 15, a perfect 10. Each pop propagates more potential to pack your pockets with prizes up to $2,500. So prepare for a peppering of prizes with Cash Pop from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Cash Pop. Play more pops, win more prizes. Must be 18 to play. See Cash Pop prize and odds charts at nclottery.com. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Folks, it's back and it's better than ever. Dennis Cox here from my friends over at Law Tigers. The Law Tigers are once again teaming up with your Carolina Hurricanes to give one lucky Caniac a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle courtesy of Art Moto Garage and Shiny Side Paint. Last time that you can enter this contest is March 29th, but don't wait, folks. Go to caniacsbike.com to enter. Again, caniacsbike.com. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. You know, people say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Bryant? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Eugenics Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text TAP to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's TAP to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now. Make a plan. Choose meetup locations and keep a contact list. Build a kit with food and water. Don't forget your pets. Keep extra medicine on hand. Make copies of key documents and keep them somewhere safe. Stay informed, learn about local hazards, and sign up for alerts. Be ready. Learn more at americares.org/send-us-in.
One Adam. Gold. One Adam. Gold.
I have his jersey.
Do you?
Yes.
Do you have any other jerseys or just a Jake Delhomme?
I got so many.
Do you really?
I go all the way back from Tim Biakabatuka.
Wow.
Yes. Cam, Luke, obviously, Smitty. So, yeah, I've got multiple. 6 or 7, maybe?
6, 7?
6, 7? 6, 7?
The Adam Gold Show.
Gremlins.
We've had so many. Oh, which, by the way, YouTube, we did have someone, Jennifer, comment about whether we were on yesterday, but she found us on the radio, so we were there. We had some software updates yesterday, so we should be good on YouTube now. Fingers crossed.
Well, I just updated my my Mac iOS.
Oh.
Why did they do that to me?
POS now?
Very good. Very good. Very good. All right, let's get to it, man. We've talked about this story now for, 2-3 days. I want to dig in here with Eric Mac Lain, ACC Network. My friend, before I get to Darian Mensah, Duke, Miami, Cooper Barkate, Duke, Miami, whatever, lawyers, billable hours, how was covering an ACC team in the national championship again?
Hey, man, it felt like good old times, right? It's been a while since 2019.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like Dan Marino. We just thought we were going to be doing this every year. It's just what we do. And we took a little break. But I will say it was amazing to be back, just to be at that game where, literally everyone who covers, college football on TV is. And, everybody in one place. It was a ton of fun, man. And just good to see the Canes. Obviously not the result that we wanted. But, man, a great game, great showing, and just two teams that I think were truly number one and number two in the country. And it usually, hasn't happened like that for us in recent history.
It hasn't happened for us. And I think because just in the broad picture of the national championship game maybe even more so than the game itself, but the playoff, the tournament, is that it showed that the talent has spread out and that the tournament itself is likely going to continue to be more unpredictable than people think, which makes the whole product better, no?
No, I totally agree, man. And just to hit the, talent distribution, I mean, it's incredible to see, how that is happening and what teams are good and how, in this tournament, teams are able to get hot, right? I mean, that's something that, we've thought of recent history, and you say, man, if this team just got in, what would they do? And that's exactly what Miami was able to prove. So I'm right there with you. I love it. It just came out today that we're going to stay at, the 12 teams, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go to 16 pretty quickly.
I think we will get to 16, but the Big Ten won't agree to that until we get to 24. Is 24?
Might as well do 64. Why stop at 24? Just keep going.
Thank you. So we all agree that 24 is ridiculous, but the Big Ten wants that because they have insecurity like me in my dating years. They want guarantees. You can't be guarantees like, you can't guarantee 6 teams from the Big Ten are going to get in. They're going to get the teams in that deserve. They got the teams in that deserved it this year. So did the SEC. We could argue whether or not the ACC and the Big 12 did, but I mean they were at the bottom of the pool either way. So I just think the Big Ten is exhibiting a whole bunch of insecurity.
No, I agree with you, and that's outrageous. I mean, that's so much extra football, and that's, I don't know, man. That's way too many. That's way too many games. I don't think there's 24 teams. Now, it certainly looked like this year maybe there were 16 or maybe there were 14.
Yeah.
But that's a big number, man. I think that's outrageous.
It is, and I think even Greg Sankey, who I don't believe really cares about the sport, he's just looking at money and power. But that's my editorial comment there. Even he goes, 24 is crazy. We don't want 24. All right, let me ask you about what's going on between Duke and Miami right now. Darian Mensa.
Something happening? What's going on?
Billable hours is going on.
That's right.
As somebody who played, as somebody who you and I have not necessarily gotten into the nitty gritty on perspective. Do you look at it from a team, a school standpoint? Do you look at it from a player's perspective? I try to take the player's perspective on this. But with that said, a contract is a contract, and there are ways to get out of contracts. And Mensa probably could have gotten out of this contract had he handled this better. But, I mean, this whole thing is a mess, and the only winners here are going to be lawyers. His reputation is going to be forever, I think, damaged by this. I mean, he could still play well, and that maybe we'll all forget it in time, but what are your thoughts on what's going on here?
Yeah, I think it's a multi viewpoint of how to look at this thing, right? From Darian Mensa, a guy that comes from a single family that is trying to do the best that he can for his parents, and allegedly a team comes in and offers him unbelievable, double almost the amount of money that you're making. How do we, even remotely try to put ourselves in those shoes and say, well, we wouldn't do that.
Right.
There's no way. So it's crazy to see that. Now, again, being a man of my word, I hope that I am, and trying to, do things that I say that I'm going to do. And that's a weird spot. And especially just the timing of it, like the last day, the last hour in the shadows of whatever. It's a super strange thing, man. And then I think of it from the teammates. Then I think of it from Cooper and from others that decided to stay or come to Duke just to play with him, and how crazy that is. And just, being able to, kind of change your mind and not think of others' repercussions. And then I think of Duke, kind of lastly, it's obviously a massive entity. It'll be fine. It's going to be okay. But they're screwed from a quarterback standpoint. They can't go get anybody and, do this and that. Now, are there a couple of other guys left in the portal? Sure. But no one even close to the caliber that he is. And so it's a total thing, man, where you're just, it doesn't seem like it's good business. It doesn't seem like it's, the right thing to do. But, I guess the right thing to do is to worry about yourself. And that's what it seems like everyone is doing these days, schools included.
Yeah, true. Eric Mac Lain, ACC Network, is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Duke's, remedy here is going to be financial, whether it's money back from Mensa, whether it's a buyout paid by Miami. I think they're what will satisfy them, and I don't use satisfy in they'll feel better about it, but will ultimately be determined is that they will get money as a result of what's going to happen here. And Mensa will be playing at Miami next season. I don't know. There's nobody in the portal really now. The quarterback from San Jose State.
Right.
I don't think Duke is really that interested in him. Maybe they will be because there aren't a lot of options. But I wonder, is there a freshman, an incoming freshman, somebody who has not yet signed a letter of intent at another school that Duke can say, well, we got $10 million from Miami. Would you like to come here and do all the things Darian Mensa did? I could see something like that happening, no?
Yeah. Or go get an NFL quarterback that's only played 1 year and wants to come back to school. Go get that guy. Let's figure that out.
Phillip Rivers.
I know, man. Yeah, Phillip Rivers. It's a bizarre circumstance. And even, I had somebody ask me the other day, like, what's the point of Duke doing this? Like, they don't want him back. There's no way that you want that guy back in your locker room running the show, and who would want that? And unless there's some serious, not therapy, but therapy, between the school, the team, and the quarterback itself. So I think it is about financials, and I think it is about trying to set a precedence of this can't happen, whether it's them or Clemson, who's about to have a press conference maybe now, kind of on their way ahead with the situation with the young man that transferred, signed, went to meetings, went to school, and then somehow back in the portal. I mean, it's the most bizarre thing.
Eric Mac Lain is joining us here from the ACC Network. A couple of more things, and then I'll let you go. Here's the thing that happened with Washington. Damon Williams, the quarterback at Washington, who put his name in the portal after signing a contract, and the rumor was he was going to go to LSU. And Washington threatened a lawsuit, and ultimately Williams decided to stay in Seattle at the university. And that's great. Good for him. That was a decision he made. My feeling then was, man, why would you go? As Washington, why would you sue a player? Because recruiting, not only are you recruiting that player, but you're recruiting the next players and the next players after that. So why would you want to put yourself in an adversarial relationship with not this player, but future players? And when I saw this happening at Duke, I'm like, man, I hope Duke doesn't do this, because it's hard enough to recruit to Duke that I wouldn't want to put anything in the way of future players wanting to come here. And whether you agree with Duke or not, and I agree with Duke being the aggrieved party here, but it comes off right now as Duke is being angry. And I think that's a bad thing to be perceived at or as going forward, even if they have to take the hit on the field for a year, and that is terrible. I think I think it would benefit them in the long run to just get their money from Miami and move on.
Yeah, that's a fascinating thing, and I think getting the money, like, that's the purpose of it, because it is fascinating with what you're saying there about how Duke is perceived, if that's the general consensus, because I think Duke is also perceived of giving somebody $8 million that maybe wasn't fully proven. I mean, at the end of the day, when that happened, we were all like, what? Who is this kid? And so, obviously it worked out, got him an ACC championship, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. So I don't know. I totally hear what you're saying, and maybe it is, what have you done lately type thing, where maybe that's what rubs off. But it's going to be fascinating just how all this ends up, because you got one side, again, allegedly Miami, that's very confident in this situation, and the other in Duke, who I've heard that they're confident in what they're going to get the outcome. So where it lies and where it finishes will be so interesting.
Well, legally speaking, I don't know that anybody has a better case in this than Duke. I mean, there's an ironclad. The contract was written, it sounds like grant of rights. The ACC was always going to win.
We found out how ironclad those were.
Well, I mean, but the ACC backed away because they also saw the end game. But if it went to court, ultimately everybody signed that agreement knowingly. The ACC would have won that agreement, but at what cost? Would the victory come? And Duke would win this agreement. I'm very confident of that. But at what cost? Like, it doesn't make any sense to sue a player or sue a fellow member institution. Ultimately, for Mensah's career, it is probably better that he plays at Miami and plays for a national championship, or puts himself in that position and maybe goes to the NFL. I mean, he had a great year at Duke, and Duke will have to bask in that glory. And they won a title, which they haven't won since the 1962 in terms of outright winning an ACC. So for Duke, the settlement and whatever financial penalty Miami and Mensah have to pay, that's Duke's victory. And then you've got the framework, the structure of a good program. Be confident that you can rebuild the roster. They got a lot of other guys, by the way, that left before Mensah and Barkate left. And so they've got other rebuilding to do anyway. So and by the way, their schedule looks murderous. So even if they all stayed, I mean, I'm not sure Duke is better than like 8-4 next year. Five road games, and it seems like all of those 5 are potential losses. I hope you have a great off season, but I'm going to bother you anyway because why not?
As you should, and I look forward to those texts and those calls. I will say, you're close or in a frozen tundra. I am walking on the beach. It's 65 and sunny, and life is good.
Why are you doing that? What? That was unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. Don't you have a podcast to record?
We'll figure it out. It's the off-season.
All right, man. Eric Mac Lain, ACC Network, all the podcasts. Gramlich and Mac Lain, he's going to work out with strength and conditioning coaches for nothing because he can. And I appreciate your time, man. Enjoy your off season. I'll talk to you soon.
You're the best, brother. Always a pleasure.
All right, man. Eric Mac Lain is here on the Adam Gold Show. Was that necessary? Was 65 walking on the beach necessary?
It was rude.
Was kids?
Yeah, it's just rude. Which we could hear the little nugget in the background,
right.
too.
Right, I could hear the breeze.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Seagulls. Like, no big deal.
Come on, man. I got ice coming.
We're just going to turn into a popsicle in the next 36 hours, so that's cool.
I didn't need that. I just didn't need it. So, just my own thoughts on this Duke thing. And if you're just tuning in, where have you been? No, I talked about this earlier. So there's an update today because Mensa, through his attorney, today, January 23rd, filed a motion to suspend the temporary restraining order that Duke received, I mean, for the most part, that prevented Mensa from enrolling at another school. It could not prevent him from entering the transfer portal because the portal had an end date. In order to transfer to another school through the portal, you had to have your name in there by last week. So Duke could not be prevented from doing that. So he's in the portal. But what the temporary restraining order effectively did was he couldn't exit it. He couldn't enroll at another school. He couldn't strike an NIL deal with another school. He couldn't do any of that. So he's sort of like a lot of players who enter the portal and don't find a place to play. He is essentially in that group, even though we all know that as soon as this restriction is lifted, and it's called a temporary restraining order for a reason, it is not permanent. As soon as that restriction is lifted, he'll go to Miami. But there is the contract, and we talked about this with David McKenzie yesterday. Or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
Yeah, a couple days.
Intellectual property attorney. And I wasn't kidding with when we talked with Eric Mac Lain a second ago. It is basically the same thing as the grant of rights. And even though the ACC essentially folded on the grant of rights, it would have held in a court. And this contract, I mean, I think it would easily hold in a court. That doesn't mean that what Mensa and his attorneys are doing isn't a smart play. Because in the contract, I believe, it says that disputes will be handled by an arbitrator. So it's not really going to go to, legal arguments. People are going to present their cases to the arbitrator, and the arbitrator is going to decide what happens here. And what happens here is going to be a settlement. It's going to be, all right, how does Duke they're never going to be made whole here. Duke is not going, there's no quarterback that's going to arrive at Duke who can satisfy what they would have gotten with Darian Mensa, who is probably a top 5 or 6 quarterback nationally going into next year. So there's no player that could satisfy the Blue Devils. So their remedy will be financial. They'll get money back. Maybe they'll get money back from Mensa, and maybe they'll get money from the University of Miami, and they'll be made completely whole financially. And maybe then some, probably then some. I mean, they might double their take. Might be a great investment portfolio idea. So, okay, so that's where we are. And so Mensa and his attorney filed to have the temporary restraining order lifted because, as they said, they did not realize that there was a deadline by which they had to enroll at the school that might be interested in them, which I think we can all call BS on, because there's zero chance that Miami, who knew what the deadline was, hey, by the way, we got to get this guy enrolled in classes by Friday, today, there's zero chance that Darian Mensah was not made aware of that at the time where he decided, oh, wait, I can go to Miami? Yeah. So Miami, whoever their general manager is, hey, Darian, all right, here's what we need you to do. We need you to put your name in the portal, blah, 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 and we need you to do this because the deadline to enroll to be eligible for the spring semester is the 23rd. Oh, okay. So they're arguing in court today that I didn't know that. A, of course you did. B, if you were naive enough, ignorant enough to not know that, that's a you problem. It shouldn't be a problem for anybody else. That would be, it's your responsibility to know that. And honestly, as I presented it, the university would have told him, we need you here by Friday. We need you to enroll. You don't have to be physically here, but you have to enroll in classes by Friday. Otherwise, you're not eligible for the spring. I would simply point this out. I don't know. The end game is that Darian Mensah will be playing for Miami next fall. I don't think there's any question about that. But if he doesn't play spring ball, is that the end of the world? I don't think it is. I don't think missing the spring is a deal breaker for the University of Miami. It's not best case scenario, but it's not a deal breaker. He can still, I don't know, maybe he could take classes at Duke, maybe do the spring semester at Duke. I kid. I don't know if that would be a tough walk around campus if you're Darian Mensah. But you don't have to be enrolled in Miami in the spring to play in the fall. So my guess is that's ultimately how this whole thing is going to happen. We'll take a break. We will stretch. We will place bets. Get you ready for a conference championship weekend.
You know what comes back this weekend?
Uh-oh.
UFC.
Oh, look at that.
I know.
Oh, organized violence.
Yeah, buddy.
Is Alexander Nikishin on the card?
He should be. Even the early prelims.
He looked so disinterested in fighting last night.
I know. He was like, oh, I got to do this.
Are you serious?
I guess.
Are you serious?
Like he was going to go take the trash out or something. Like,
oh, my gosh.
Man, another bag.
You know what I want to do? We got to hear from, was it Oliver Moore?
Mm-hmm.
The player who he fought, because his post-game answer to that question about fighting Alexander Nikishin is awesome.
It's great.
Absolutely awesome. All right, we'll stretch and place bets next.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
As the health director in Haywood County and a nurse here in North Carolina, I can tell you that the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline saves lives.
No matter your struggle, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is free, private, and always available.
988 Lifeline counselors are ready 24/7 to speak with you, help you cope, and get you connected to the support that is right for you.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7. Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
Did you know Medicare fraud is costing us $68 billion a year? The NC Department of Insurance Senior Medical Patrol Program's goal is to reduce Medicare fraud, waste, and abuse. If you suspect any billing or Medicare fraud issues, we're here to help. Contact SMP today at ncshIIP.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
With a potentially damaging storm expected to impact our area, now is the time to make make sure you and your family are prepared. Ensure you have necessary supplies on hand like groceries, flashlights, batteries, and blankets. Charge your mobile phones in advance and check in on neighbors who may need help. As soon as conditions are safe, public power line workers will assess damage in local public power communities and begin to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. Stay safe and get storm preparation tips at electricities.com.
According to the latest report on farmland loss in the United States, North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land loss by the year 2040. Together we can protect our family farms even as North Carolina's population continues to grow. Learn more about preserving your family farm at the Southern Farm Show in Raleigh, February 4th through the 6th by visiting the booth for the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. And see more at ncadfp.org.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Hear interviews that go beyond the headlines with guests who know North Carolina best. Listen on the radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at smokeybear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the NCHSAA and the North Carolina Athletic Directors Association.
Naloxone can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose and save a life. It's easy to get and easy to use. If you or someone you know is at risk of overdose, keep naloxone on you and at home. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
My name is Luis Fonsi. No one should face Alzheimer's or other dementias alone. Resources are available at alz.org and by calling the Alzheimer's Association's 24/7 free hotline at 800-272-3900.
One Adam. Gold. One Adam. Gold.
Person in front of me in line had a box of wine.
Oh, yeah. I'd feel that person. If you were buying boxed wine on a Friday, that thing is open right now.
In the car.
Yeah. I don't even need it to cool down.
She jammed a big straw right through the top of the box
yeah,
in the
went
car.
to the gas station to get a cup of ice. Like, they don't even care.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Conference Championship weekend coming. Carolina will be at Ottawa tomorrow. There's a whole bunch of weekend basketball. We'll give you the schedules again because the schedules have changed. If you weren't aware yesterday, the ACC made some announcements about the games that are going to be played tomorrow, and we'll give you those alterations in a second. But right now, it's time to stretch.
Okay, so I know that a lot of us were hoping for snow this weekend instead of turning into a popsicle. However, it doesn't look great for our area. And I thought this story was hilarious because what does Reese Witherspoon, Ryan Reynolds, Peyton Manning, Blake Shelton all have in common?
They're all on The Voice. No, they have all dated Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're all turning 50 this year.
Wow.
You know what else they have in common with? A snowball in a man's freezer. Because there's a 64-year-old man who claims that he has the oldest snowball ever. He made it when he was 14. It doesn't say where he's from, but wherever he was from when he made this, he's not used to getting snow. So the first time that he experienced snow, he made a bunch of snowballs and then saved one in his freezer. And his mom even kept it. That's why it's lasted this long. Unfortunately, when she passed away, he took over and put it in his freezer. And even more unfortunately for his children who are adults, they're going to have to deal with this thing too. But he says it somehow lasted. It looks more like a snow blob than a snowball, but it's 50 years old and has lasted through power outages and transporting it to like different locations. So
nice.
There you go. That's commitment. That is commitment and also stress. So stress that I don't really need, but I don't know if anybody has a snowball that's more than 50 years old. You should probably let this guy know.
Why would you? How good could the snowball have been?
It's
not a snowball anymore. It's an ice ball.
Yeah, it's just an ice cube. Yeah, exactly.
Come on, people.
I don't know, but we have bets to place.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Here we are. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal in Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me. I owe you nothing.
All right. Let's roll.
Oh, I can't wait. UFC's back after being gone for almost a month, maybe a month. They took their holiday break, but it is UFC 324, and it's on Paramount Plus, by the way, so not ESPN Plus, but Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva. This will be a fun fight, but Rose, she's an OG, she's a vet. Both of these girls will probably go to decision, and Rose is a huge, huge underdog, plus 310, so I'm going to take her.
All right, my first game will be Denver home to the Patriots. I just have a feeling. I want the Patriots to win. I will be rooting for Drake May and company, but I just feel like this is going to be a Sean Payton special. Give me the Broncos at home on the money line, which is plus 190, under 42.5, plus 374.
Okay, so we're very similar, sort of, with this one. However, I just can't take mouse face, so I have to go with the Patriots. But I'm also going to take the under 42.5. That's plus 180.
Very nice. All right, I'm trying to see if you can bet will there be overtime in Rams Seattle, and I can't find it. I'm sure you can. I'll take the Rams to win the game outright. Over 46.5, that's plus 257.
Okay, see, I was looking for that too. I'll have to do some more digging. But also looking at that game, I'm going to take the Rams just outright. It's not as fun, but plus 116. So we'll see if Stafford and company can do it.
All right, big one. Manchester United is away to Arsenal this week. And I'm telling you, United is going to go for 2 in a row against the Big Six rival, Man U.
Delivering more hits than the Canes forecheck.
Shoot, he scores!
The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold for my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Second to last weekend of the NFL season. It is Conference Championship Sunday, and this is going to be great. And all customers can get a Profit Boost pack for every NFL playoff game day. We've only got 2 more of these, so take advantage of it. And the Broncos are home underdogs in the AFC Championship game. It's plus 200. You can boost that a little bit, can't you? I don't know, man. I think the Patriots are great, but there's a reason why the Broncos are at home with that defense. FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel.com/local for the conference championship games. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-511-5493. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-511-5493. That's 800-511-5493. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's bow time.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $6.99.
Leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $6.99.
So crispy.
So crispy.
And juicy.
And juicy.
So much flavor.
So much.
Stop it. What are you doing?
What, you expect me to get this delicious deal and not say anything?
You're unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
With a boldly seasoned leg and thigh, choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea, it's a deal so good it's worth repeating. So eat and repeat while it lasts. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. And there's no time like now to stop what you're doing and join with the K-Yow Cancer Fund in the fight against all cancers affecting women. I'm Jenny Palmentier, CEO of the K-Yow Cancer Fund. From now through January 31st, Triangle Area Bojangles will donate all proceeds from Bowberry biscuit sales to the K-Yow Cancer Fund. Just buy a Bowberry, do some good, and get something good. So what are you waiting for? Hurry, it's bow time.
Parenting is hard. Technology can make it harder. The Family Media Plan developed by the American Academy of Pediatrics helps make it easier. Go to healthychildren.org/media plan today to create the media plan that's right for your family.
What's this?
We're expanding the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club.
That's a pretty big wrecking ball.
Well, with all these new scratch-offs, this place is going to be packed with new winners. Okay, let's go ahead and knock this wall down. This is where we're putting the polo field. Whoa, patience, Trixie.
This month's tickets are loaded with $90 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds or winning range from 1 in 3.35 to 4.68. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm. Injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to RitchieLaw.com.
That's RitchieLaw.com.
They score! Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Pack has the ball under 3 to play in OT here in Clemson. Off of a McNeil screen. Copeland between the legs. Backs his man down, now faces up, whips it right. Williams lofts up a 3 and buries it right side. 74-72. Pack up with 2.5 to play in OT. Williams at the right now for the Pack. Hunter's on him with 4 fouls. 15 to shoot. Drives, basket, feeds, Lubin, hammer time in OT. 76-72 Pack. 68 seconds to play.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Hope everything is good in your world. We're going to get you a weather update from WRAL TV5 meteorologist Brian Shrader. We will present to you that conversation coming up in just a couple of minutes. I do want to, however, kind of keep you abreast of some scheduling changes to ACC men's basketball. I don't know if there are changes, but I'll give you the women's schedule as well, just so you know. All right, so Wake Forest at Duke is now a noon game. Tomorrow, that'll be on the CW, a noon game, Wake at Duke. Carolina at Virginia, also noon on ESPN2. Virginia Tech at Louisville is now a 2:15 game on the CW. NC State at Pitt was always supposed to be noon, but now it will air on ESPNU. I don't know if the following are changes, but it makes sense to give you at least the schedule for women's basketball. Duke at Pitt, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon in the women's game. State is at Virginia Sunday at 12. This is still on the ESPN website. I have a hard time believing State at Virginia Sunday afternoon in the ice storm, but this is what is right now written on ESPN.com. If there are changes that we can dig up, we will get them to you. Virginia Tech at Wake Forest, 2 o'clock on Sunday. I just can't imagine it. Syracuse is probably irresponsible to even read it. Syracuse at North Carolina, 2 o'clock. Just trying to find the local. That's what we've got. So, again, find it hard to believe we're doing anything on Sunday other than hope we don't lose power.
Exactly.
And we'll give you a conversation with Brian Shrader coming up in just a couple of minutes. Carolina lost in a shootout last night to the Chicago Blackhawks. Oliver Moore, who just turned 21 yesterday, actually scored the game-deciding goal in the 6th round of the shootout.
Yep.
Earlier in the game, he fought Alexander Nikishin.
Bad idea.
Very bad idea. And Nikishin didn't want to fight, but all right, whatever. 1, 2, 3, done.
Right, that's it, yeah.
Moore down, Nikishin with a I can't believe I had to do that, skated to the penalty box. That's where Moore ended up. Anyway, here's Oliver Moore after the game in the Blackhawks locker room talking about the incident, and he actually talked to Nikishin about it.
It's a good way to bring it in. Got beat up, won a hockey game. So yeah, thanks, Frank. I mean, I knew it was him. When I gonna go drop him, but
it's a big fella.
Yeah, he's a big boy and Russian. So I actually talked to him a little bit. Said it was his first fight too.
Oh, yeah?
Can't buy that.
That's so great.
All right. First of all, and Russian?
I know. I guess
what does that mean?
Makes it hurt more when you're Russian.
Are Russians better fighters than
Not really. At least not in MMA. If he said Brazilian, yes.
I have no clue. Anyway, Moore got into the fight. He missed a breakaway in overtime that would have won the game outright, but then he scored the game-deciding goal in a shootout. Good for him. Good for him. I'm sure in the locker room, the players were really happy that he did that for with Nikishin. But honestly, the hit was clean. You shouldn't have to defend yourself after a clean hit. Second time in as many games, Carolina's basically been put in that position. But all right, now we got bad weather coming. I know a meteorologist, so let's do that. My friend Brian Shrader from WRAL TV5, part of the emergency weather team. What? First of all, here's what I know about Brian Shrader. He kicked my ever-loving rear end at a game show about 10 years ago. Buried me on the panel. He answered every single question right before it was asked. I did. That is a truism. So first of all, thank you for doing this. All right. So
hey, Adam, it's my pleasure.
All right. So I know because we have weird weather in the Triangle, it can change. From Wake County to Orange County to Johnston County. Let's start with Raleigh, and then we'll kind of branch out. What are we expecting here? When is it going to start? How long do we have to live?
Yes, get your affairs in order. Who knows what's going to happen? No. We're gonna get through this. It could be a little miserable, but it's going to be fine. In the Triangle area, here's what to expect. The precipitation is not going to start till late Saturday, so you're going to have the morning and afternoon Saturday to do whatever you want to do. It's going to be chilly and miserable, but the precipitation doesn't start till Saturday evening. Probably starts as sleet in our area. And that is going to eventually switch over to freezing rain late Saturday into early Sunday morning. And the way it looks right now is that we're going to have freezing rain through most of the day on Sunday. So that is bad news.
Yeah.
The freezing rain is what we're really worried about, because we could really run into trouble with trees down, power outages. You need to be prepared for being without electricity for maybe several days.
That's not good. Yeah.
No, it's not good.
Right. That is the understatement of the year for several days. I know I've already received, I live in Granville County. I've already received notice from a couple of companies that we are aware that there will be outages and all of that. So I trust that they will do the best they can. They understand that their role in our society. How does that change based on, because this show is broadcast in Asheville and in Wilmington and in Charlotte and up in Roanoke Rapids. So is there a line somewhere across the state where it's going to be snow or it's going to be even worse than it will be here in the Triangle?
I think, looking at the model trends today, there is one little glimmer of hope. If you really want to root for the best possible outcome, giving the potential outcomes, hope for sleet. There are some indications that we could see a lot of sleet falling in some areas, which would cut down on the amount of ice accrual that could really lead to power outages. Now, sleet is no fun, but if you're going to choose between sleet and freezing rain, you want the sleet.
Yeah.
And there's some indications that, especially in the western Piedmont, that may be the case. Up around the Triad area, northwestern North Carolina, we could really get some significant sleet amounts. This does not look like a big snow maker. In the far northwestern parts of North Carolina, along the Virginia border, there could be a little burst of snow Saturday evening, maybe up to an inch or two, but a lot of that's going to be mixed in with sleet as well. So let's hope for some sleet. I am most concerned about conditions along the I-85 corridor, all the way from Henderson through Oxford, down through Durham, the Triad, into Charlotte and upstate South Carolina. I think that is going to be the area you're really going to have to watch for heavy precipitation, and a lot of that could be freezing rain. I think that along the I-85 corridor, we are going to see a major ice storm. And at least in the Triangle area and in a lot of parts of central North Carolina, we haven't seen anything like this since 2002. So a lot of people have moved here and they're not ready for long-lasting power outages. In the winter, we're going to see highs in the 30s next week, lows in the single digits maybe, Monday morning, Monday night. So this is going to be pretty miserable for a lot of people, I'm afraid.
Brian Shrader is joining us from WRAL TV5, meteorologist. So you basically said at Gold's house, it's going to be trouble because we can hear I-85 from our house. So all right, you have sufficiently scared the heck out of me, Brian. All right, so and it will go through most of the day on Sunday. And I know there were models that showed this was going to be snow, but is it too cold for snow? Where do we have the warm part of the atmosphere that is messing with snow?
The whole problem here for you snow lovers is that we are going to have air temperatures probably about 50 degrees on Sunday, about 5,000 or 6,000 feet above us. So anything that forms the snow up in the upper atmosphere falls through that layer, it melts.
Yeah.
And if that warm layer is thick enough, in other words, if it's warm enough all the way down to the ground, when it falls out of the sky and hits the ground, it's a raindrop. But as soon as it hits the ground with temperatures at 30 or maybe even in the upper 20s, it freezes on contact. That, I think, is what we're going to see on Sunday.
That's terrible. All right. We've sufficiently scared people. Now, knowing you and reading your bio, you like geeky board games. So what is the board game that, you'll be busy, but if you weren't busy, what would the board game be that you would play?
I think that probably Power Grid is the best one, given the situation here. Have you ever played Power Grid? Heard of it?
I have not. If I didn't have a hockey game, I'm going to have to figure out how to do. I would definitely be looking at. We're going to download as many things as we can to a laptop and binge watch shows. We'll all huddle around the laptop. But no, I have not heard Power Grid. Is it anything like Chutes and Ladders?
It's a little more complex, but
right.
I'll just have to come up I-85 and play it one night with you.
All right. It's a date. It's a date, Brian Shrader, at WRAL Traffic. Sir, I appreciate your time, man.
Anytime.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to be on the air starting tomorrow afternoon on TV. And as I put a post on Instagram, get a battery-operated radio.
Yeah.
If the lights go out, if the grid goes down, and we're out offline for a couple of days, you'll at least be able to stay connected to the world through the magic of radio.
There you go. Radio still works. Absolutely.
Right.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Brian Shrader, WRAL TV5. We have a roundtable coming up on the other side. Before we do that, apparently State's still playing at noon on Sunday. Carolina's game is at Syracuse. They're not going to be involved in any of this. They're playing that game when scheduled. The one game that has changed, as far as I could tell, Duke at Pitt. This is women's basketball. Duke at Pitt will now be played on Saturday at 4 o'clock in Pittsburgh. Everything else looks like the schedule will be the same. And, of course, we gave you the men's basketball changes for the 4 schools in North Carolina. And ECU plays tonight, I think. Men's basketball plays tonight, and they don't play this weekend, so everything else is taken care of. All right, when we come back, the roundtable, we'll talk a little Duke. We'll talk a little college football. We'll talk a little conference championship action in the NFL. Next.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Finally.
Yes, finally. There's an app for 99.9 The Fan.
Finally!
Listen to your favorite hosts, your teams, and live sports action.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! They're destroying the Chiefs!
And every podcast episode at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Download the 99.9 The Fan app today. Powered by Aspire Money Management.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Bryant? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away, and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text TAP to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's TAP to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Experience the heat with a hot spring hot tub or Tilo sauna from Atlantic Spas and Billiards. Too much inventory means big savings and a big selection from the largest hot tub and sauna store in the Triangle. Our newly remodeled showroom at 8721 Glenwood Avenue celebrates our 39th year with indoor and outdoor saunas, hot tubs, and outdoor gaming. Our billiard side is stocked full of pool tables, foosball, darts, table tennis, and more. Come in now for the largest savings and availability. Atlantic Spas and Billiards, 8721 Glenwood Avenue, Raleigh.
Gold. Gold.
I told Jack in the car, you know what the word of the year is? He goes, what? I said it's 6'7". He just laughed.
I know.
It just means nothing, and that's fantastic that it's now the word of the year. What a country.
Can we bring back cool story, bro? That way, us millennials can be like, yeah, cool story, bro. I would love
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. Spent the entire commercial break plotting out strategy. Where am I going to stop on the way home? Buy at least 1, probably 2 garbage cans so I can fill them with water before our well gets shut down by a lack of electricity.
Same.
Got to fill, exactly. Got to fill up bathtubs. Got to do all of that.
Yeah.
I got things to do.
What I was Googling was the Power Grid game. Never heard of Power Grid before.
I thought Brian Shrader was making it up.
I know. It's appropriate that he would use that for our conversation, but it's real. It's legit.
All right. I'm just, we're going to be playing Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Exactly.
Actually, it'll be a whole lot of euchre going on, is my guess. All right, it's time for the Friday Roundtable.
Camelot. It's only a model.
So, correct me if I'm wrong here, Victoria. When you told me our 2 guests,
yes,
I went, cool.
I know, right?
All right. Love both of these gentlemen. Pat Welter, WRAL TV5 sports reporter. Mark Ennis, host of The Drive in Louisville on ESPN Louisville 93.9. The Ville is their Twitter, at Mark Ennis, at Patrick Welter. Man, I'm excited to talk to both of you. I appreciate that, especially since, as Pat knows, we are bracing for an Ice-Mageddon. Let me start with you, Mark, because you are not bracing for Ice-Mageddon, although are you guys getting winter weather where you are?
Oh, we're about to get a biblical snowstorm here. So basically, as the ice moved upwards towards you all that pushed the snow to us, we're bracing for anywhere from 15 to 30 inches of snow.
Would you like to trade?
No, I don't want any of this. I'm not a fan of any of this. And the only thing I've enjoyed about preparing for any of this is seeing the phenomenon. Have either of you guys heard about this called exploding trees? Have you seen this?
I have not seen that. But why are you admitting to being soft, Mark?
Oh, Scott Schaefer, is that you? Do you remember that? When Atlanta shut down and he got mad about that because he was a Syracuse?
Right, I get it, yes. No, I have not heard about exploding trees, but I can imagine what it is. So,
the moisture inside trees freezes and they explode from the inside when it gets extremely cold.
Oh, really? Yep. I would like to. I'm going to go do a Google search and on
I don't
YouTube.
think we're bracing for that, if that's what you're asking. But
that's
it
terrible.
feels like it's possible.
All right. Well, all right. Let's get into. Let's start with something that's more fun, and I'll start with you, Mark. The national championship game. Did Indiana winning, or if you want to even brought it to the tournament being somewhat unpredictable, even though Indiana was the 1 seed, did that validate a 12-team event? Maybe even says, a few more teams wouldn't be terrible, since we think that Notre Dame, Miami, and Alabama probably were fairly close in quality. Did it say anything positive about the whole process?
I think the fact that they were the number 1 seed probably doesn't really lend any weight to anybody's arguments about the size of the playoff, because they were the best team in the country all year. So no matter what the size of the playoff was going to be, they were going to be there. They were going to be the favorite, at least on paper, in one way or another. I think it's the fact that they are the all-time loser in college football. and they not only did they gimmick a way through it or put together something quirky that no one ever heard of. They did the most unfathomable of all things, and they just put together the best team that played the best way. There's no lesson to be drawn about the playoff, to me, from Indiana.
Right.
It's more like, how did you have a team that didn't lose a fumble for 15 games? How's that possible? And that's the funny thing. I think that the Indiana win is very exciting, literally, for any fan base. It's hey, you know what? It is possible. It can be done. But all you have to do is do what they did, which is just put together a team that never makes mistakes or doesn't fumble. Or, it's once you realize, it is possible. But it's really, 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 really difficult to do. But it is possible. That's what I thought the lesson.
It is possible. Pat, Miami as the last team in the field, that certainly says that this event, the size of the event, was at least worthy of our respect.
Well, certainly respect for Miami, respect for the ACC. I think Miami had the best line of scrimmage in all of college football. So I know I put a little bit of money on Miami to cover, which they did. Because a lot of times you see the team with the best line of scrimmage wins, and they don't necessarily have to have the best quarterback, which they didn't in Carson Beck. But Indiana is an outlier. It's a great inspiration for these other schools, but it's nearly impossible, I think, to replicate. It's kind of a once in a generation potential thing that we just saw. Kurt Cignetti is, as unique as the memes he puts out on social media. I mean, the guy's a unique beast. And I'm just sitting here as a guy that's, grown up a Notre Dame fan, who's born in '88, who's never seen them win a national title since that year I was born. And it's a team from the state of Indiana that does it. And Notre Dame is the team that's left out of the playoff in a year where they, talent-wise, could have competed on the same field as a team like Indiana. And obviously, they narrowly lost to Miami and Texas A&M. So tough beat for the Irish, but not a lot of sympathy for them out there, with them not being at a conference and all the favoritism they typically get.
And didn't Notre Dame beat Indiana last year in the playoff?
They did.
They did.
In the opening round.
Even more salt in the wound. Look, I agree. I think Notre Dame should have been in. You could make the argument that were we a 16-team event, that they would have gotten in. You could also make the argument that they belonged in ahead of Alabama and maybe Oklahoma, that the SEC received a little bit too much blind respect as a result. We probably should have every game matter, every game as a data point, and not have the narrative that some team, you don't want to punish a team for losing in their conference championship game. The only reason we have that narrative is because we have this stupid television show every Tuesday night, which sets everybody up to be upset when the last poll doesn't include them, which is something that, I don't know, maybe smart people on the radio have been warning about since this whole process began. Pat Welter and Mark Ennis here on the Roundtable on a Friday afternoon. Let me get to the Blue Devils and their fact that they, I don't believe, have a roster left because of the transfer portal. There's more of an emotional tie here because I know people involved in the program. I mean, Darius Mensah certainly did Duke dirty, but I don't have much sympathy for the establishment in college athletics as it pertains to players doing what they want to do, because it's been such a one-sided game really forever. But Duke definitely got done dirty by Mensah and Miami here. But from where you sit, Mark, how are you watching this? Or do you have a bowl of popcorn watching all of this play out?
I don't know. I have a bowl of Tums watching all this play out. I think and I would imagine that, and you guys probably do too, it certainly is the case for coaches and administrators too. Like this gauntlet of, oh God, let us get through the portal time, without losing anybody too terribly catastrophic. And of course, Duke thinks they've got everything locked down. Hell, I mean, the guy made a video, talking about, this was the life-changing season, and I can't wait to do it again next year. And then he's leaving. The funny thing about this is, and I think you could dovetail in even the Bediako stuff with Alabama and G League guys in college basketball. Like everyone in the coaching, just kind of the sports side, talks so much about how much we just need rules and we just need some structure, and then everyone will have to just play by them. But they don't mean that. The schools, they do all the things. The teams, they do all the things that they complain about being done to them. They do all of it. And so, no, I don't really have a ton of sympathy for anybody involved here. I would just there's a warning. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't think this can last forever. I don't think people are going to continue to come up with the money that's being used to pry the really prominent guys loose in places. I don't know that you're in danger, I think, of just getting people to be you know what, I don't really know if this is a good use of my money anymore at all. I think as far as this NIL system right now. So that's what I'm interested in, is you can be cutthroat like this, but are you going to continue to get people to bankroll it? I'm not sure about that.
I think you certainly price out normal people, even normal people who have disposable income to do this, because it's a one or two. Heck, if the team you support doesn't win, then you're why am I doing this? I'm providing this money. Now, if you have a Mark Cuban backing your team, or you have a
Tony Campbell,
right, then these guys have bottomless piles of money, so they're going to continue to do it. So you, as a university, you got to find a couple of people like that who are willing to do it for the prestige, for the influence that it gives you. Pat, how is this going to play out at Duke, in your opinion?
Well, it's obviously complicated for a multitude of reasons, but I was talking to someone in high-level athletics administration recently, just bouncing ideas off them, and their standpoint was you just don't see the courts rule against the player a lot, and there's not a lot of sympathy for the athletic institutions from the courts. And this is a unique situation too, because yes, it's a contract, but it's not an employment contract.
Right.
And that's why what's holding him is his NIL rights, and it's similar to the ACC grant rights kind of situation.
It's identical.
All these schools.
Yep.
Right. It's I want to leave. It's well, you can leave, but you can't make any money. So it's similar like that. So it's well, what's going to happen here? And I almost compare it now. It's to pro sports, where it's the problem with it really isn't that Mensa wants to leave, or whether he should or can't leave. It's that Duke is left without a paddle here because of when he informed them. They don't have really any recuse to get a quarterback that could make up for the damages lost. So it's almost we need to go to a pro sports model where to make this right, Miami has to trade them something back. It needs to be a trade. He's not a they're going to trade. He's under contract.
It's
so
going
in the NBA you can demand a trade, but the team gets something back when the NBA superstar is frustrated. That seems the only answer to this, and I know that doesn't even make sense.
No, here's what makes sense: Miami cutting a check to Duke to buy Darian Mensa's rights. That's what ultimately is going to happen here. There'll be a settlement, and Miami will fork over however many $1 million to Duke, and Duke will get probably some damages back from Mensa, because there is a contract that the attorneys that I have bounced this off of say is very enforceable and pretty difficult to beat. And in fact, in many of the arguments made by Mensa and his attorneys, they're not even discussing the contract. Which is probably the smart thing. I know, Mark, you probably feel the same way I do. Because when Pat brought up going to a pro model, collective bargaining, would solve all of these problems because
that's the thing. That's ultimately got for this and I think a number of other issues. Neither side really wants to do the kind of like negotiating that it would take to kind of put all of this to bed. They want the one-sided elements that still really kind of benefit them without giving any of the securities that kind of keeps the other side of the equation engaged and in line, and really kind of just proves, I think, more than anything else, that when it comes to like college sports, if you hear coaches or administrators are griping about rules, they really mean for y'all.
Right.
They want rules so that they can kind of anticipate what everybody else is going to do. They don't want any rules to limit what they are going to do.
I agree. It's funny. The athletes are the ones benefiting from the current craziness, which I find in some ways fascinating. But the schools, and this is why I have no sympathy or empathy towards the establishment, is that they took advantage of the free labor forever, and it will take us, 20 years for the scales to balance out. Pat, any parting words of encouragement for the future?
Yeah, I think it goes with the collective bargaining point, right? Because you look at this and it's like, who is happy, really? Like, the people that are benefiting from the modern NIL now, as far as school programs, are a short list. It's like Texas, Miami, even Alabama's getting players poached from Texas because they have like an unlimited budget.
Yeah.
So I think that's where there is maybe a light at the end of the tunnel where the schools could come together and be like, look, we can't continue like this. So we need to create some sort of collective bargaining, create a cap on this. Same like the NFL. Like the NFL, the owners protect themselves from themselves with the salary cap.
Right.
And Major League Baseball is now eating itself with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So, and I think even that tipping point has been reached where they might even put one in.
Yeah, we'll see.
Might be years down the road, but I think that's ultimately where we got to end up.
All right. Final question. Pat, give me winners this weekend. And do the winners you predict differ from who you would want to win?
We're talking NFL?
Yes.
Gosh, I mean, I do not want to see Jared Stidham and the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. But I get worried, right, because everyone's penciling in Drake May.
Right.
I know we're already getting ready to do stories about Drake May, as a North Carolina alum. So that worries me when everybody's, already put them in. So I think Seattle's been that team that all year I'm like, when am I going to buy into Seattle? Probably after they win the Super Bowl. And I've embraced them. I've bet them so far in the playoffs. Analytically, they are an elite team offensively and defensively, but they have a lot of turnovers at the quarterback position. So that's a little bit scary, but I just don't think the Rams defense is good enough. So I'll take Seattle. I'll take the Patriots, but I'm a little bit worried about that one.
Mark, have you noticed that everything comes down to whether or not Pat won a bet on a game? Who you got this weekend, Mark?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots too. It's just difficult to imagine being able to overcome not only that it's like your starter is out, but that it's Jared Stidham.
Right.
Like you only wind up with him as your quarterback. You don't turn to him, for anything intentionally. And I think Seattle has been quietly, like without us talking about them, like Pat was just saying a second ago, like without talking about them a lot as one of the clearly best teams in the league. And I think that's how it will play out. I don't think any of the possible Super Bowl matchups would disappoint me, with the exception of Denver winning, just because the last thing any of us want is just like a ho-hum Super Bowl where it's obvious one team can't move the ball and can't win. And it feels like that's what Denver would be. Like I could envision them coming up with kind of a bare bones game plan to get by one game, but having 2 weeks to get ready for the Super Bowl with Jared Stidham, that's the one thing I don't want.
Yeah. A Denver-Seattle Super Bowl, Denver might get like 8 first downs, and 4 of them might be by penalty. Pat Welter, WRAL TV5, Mark Ennis, ESPN Louisville. Appreciate both of you. We'll all be binge watching stuff that we downloaded to our iPads over the weekend. Bless both of you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Anytime,
I'll be in
guys.
the storm. Look for me at Sunday. I'll be WRL storm coverage. So
That's right. Pat will be out and about. Good. All hands on deck. All right, Victoria, when we come back, we'll do a rewind. I want to get into a couple of other things. We'll get a little bit. We haven't really talked about last night's hockey game. You and I have not really discussed these two games that we're going to see on the weekend. And also, because the shows that I would binge Sunday, if I had to, are not yet new. They're not there. I need some advice. All things being equal, we don't lose power. Please, 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 please. What am I binging? I have some suggestions for shows that are not yet available. I might rewatch seasons. But that's what I need. I need some suggestions for what to watch.
And people could put that in the YouTube stream, too.
You can. You can put it in the YouTube chat. Or you can hit me up on Twitter at AGoldFan or Victoria at V_2_the_Ictoria.
Yes.
Underscore. Right?
No extra underscore.
No, not a bonus one?
No, Bridget's the one who has it at the end.
Is
She
she?
has one under there.
All right. We'll be back.
Because your fantasy football team needs all the help it can get, the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. We are kicking on to playoff mode in the National Football League. What do you mean kicking on? We have been kicked on already for 2 weeks. And remember, FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost pack for every NFL playoff game day. During the championship round, you can find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. And it is the greatest app known to sports wagering ever. More boosts means you get to create more value in whatever you like. FanDuel.com/local, FanDuel.com/local. Grab your profit boost pack today. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. Opt-in required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and maximum wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
With a potentially damaging storm expected to impact our area, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. Ensure you have necessary supplies on hand like groceries, flashlights, batteries, and blankets. Charge your mobile phones in advance and check in on neighbors who may need help. As soon as conditions are safe, public power line workers will assess damage in local public power communities and begin to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. Stay safe and get storm preparation tips at electricities.com.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
Did you know Medicare fraud is costing us $68 billion a year? The NC Department of Insurance Senior Medical Patrol Program's goal is to reduce Medicare fraud, waste, and abuse. If you suspect any billing or Medicare fraud issues, we're here to help. Contact SMP today at ncshIIP.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
Sometimes the simplest steps make the biggest difference. Washing your hands often, staying home when you're sick, and talking with your health provider about vaccines.
Help keep your family protected against the flu, RSV, and COVID. Simple steps, big protection.
Defend yourself. Get vaccinated to protect you and your family from respiratory illnesses this season. Visit myspot.nc.gov to find yours today.
Brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Adam Gold.
So Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, they asked him about birthday cake, and he said there was only one cake qualified for his birthday cake.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to guess what that is?
Is it vanilla?
No.
Oh.
Carrot.
I love him even more.
The Adam Gold Show.
Really?
I know, I'm trying.
Really?
I'm trying to look at the bright side. There's no bright side, but it's better to laugh at our pain than cry.
Hi, it's the Adam Gold Show. Victoria responsible for the music. Wow.
Yeah. Happy weekend, everyone. It is a Friday. I don't think I've said it in...
You have not said it.
One time. I have on
I thought we might escape the day.
Nope. My crew and I love you YouTube commenters. They're onto it. They to say happy Friday when we kick things off, so.
They're here for you.
Yes, they are. I appreciate it.
The YouTubers are not here for me. This is the Adam Gold Show. Victoria is producing the program and mocking our
misery.
Our winter Mageddon coming.
Yeah.
According to Bryant Shrader from WRAL TV5, who's a meteorologist, he says that those of us who are on the I-85 corridor between Durham and Henderson, we should be most concerned about ice. It's not going to be a snow event for us because us.
No snow cream.
We don't
That's your perk. You don't have to worry about snow cream.
Well, I wasn't worried about it either way. But I feel for people who do make snow off the ground outside, make ice cream off the ground outside. I feel bad for you.
Builds character.
You'll have to actually, buy ice cream now if you really want it.
Yeah,
in January when it's going to be 20 degrees.
It's just not the same.
You really want that. Anyway, I'm just hoping that any lost power isn't extended beyond a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
So for anybody who works for power companies, whether you're full-time employees or private contractors, man, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for getting us up and running again.
Man, I
in advance.
Yeah.
In
advance.
I
know. Yeah. They're like on standby, just waiting.
I have an endless supply of hot beverages.
There you go.
For you.
Yeah.
If you make sure that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I've got a desk full of Blue Shark vodka. It's the smoothest, cleanest.
All that does is lower your body temperature. It doesn't keep you. It doesn't actually make you warmer.
You're cold. Just drink more.
Come on.
Make a hot toddy with it or something.
First you're mocking us with this ice baby, and now you're getting us hammered.
I know.
We're not warmer. We just don't really feel anything.
We have to get sloshed in the slosh this weekend.
I will provide cocoa soup. Those cool hand warmers inside your gloves.
Those are good.
My wife has them for your feet too.
Well, see, now if you listen to the 7th inning stretch, cayenne pepper in your socks.
Yeah, I'm not interested
would
in
not
that.
advise that.
Not interested in that at all.
Desperate times.
Yes, but if you have a little cut.
No,
no good.
yeah.
No good. No good. All right. A couple of things to get to. Quickly about the hurricanes. Last night, If you listen to the podcast, this is what basically my take on the game was. People were angry automatically because Freddie Anderson played, not Brandon Bussey. Whatever. I have no time for that. They didn't like the shootout lineup. I also have no time for that. Would I have sent Keandre Miller out there, in terms of what I believe to be his offensive skill set? No, I wouldn't. But here's what people don't know. And I promise you, you don't know it. I don't know it either because I don't attend every practice. The Hurricanes practice today at noon. We were kind of busy at noon. They're already flying to Ottawa. I don't know, but I do know this because I have seen enough practices. In between going from one, we'll just call it drill, to another drill, Rod calls somebody out for a shootout. If they score, the goalies skate. If they don't score, the players skate. And they keep track. It's not random. Rod Brindamore didn't throw a dart yesterday. Oh, look at that. It hit number 19. Keandre Miller, you go. That's not what happened. So something, and Miller, by the way, had one shootout attempt in his career, and it happened to be the game-deciding goal. Whatever. I'm not saying that was a good choice. I'm not saying it was a bad choice. I'm saying your anger about it is foolish. That's what I'm saying. But ultimately, the overall point of the podcast yesterday, once I got past, criticizing fans, which is dumb on my part anyway, is that Carolina got what they deserved last night. They might have gotten more than they deserved last night. They didn't play well enough. You go 0 for 5 in the power play, give up a shorthanded goal. I mean, you're just saying, I don't want to win. Obviously, they wanted to win. They didn't play well enough. For 2 periods, Chicago generated nothing on their own, but 2 Carolina mistakes led to 2 goals for the Blackhawks. And even though Carolina responded every single time to a Chicago goal, Chicago never trailed in the game, ever. Carolina also never led in the game. It works out that way. Chicago had leads totaling 7 minutes and 1 second. Joel Nystrom scored a minute 38 after Chicago made it 1-0. A minute 38. Jordan Staal scored 4 minutes and 41 seconds after, I guess it was Rick Lardis. He was the one who got checked by Alexander Nikishin. After that guy made it 2-1, Jordan Staal scored 4:41 later. Jackson Blake needed 42 seconds to answer the Connor Murphy goal. All 3 goals that Chicago scored were directly related to, why'd you do that? Or why didn't you do that? That Carolina could have avoided, but they were not great in the margins of the game. So you left it up to chance. You only played really well after losing the lead. So Carolina invited a loss last night, and they got it. At least they got a point out of it. That's my ultimate takeaway from the game was, could have won it, but ultimately, 1 point seems about right for Carolina, and if anything, maybe it's more than you deserved. So, it's all right. They'll be fine. Anger on Twitter notwithstanding. So, Duke, I said this about Duke last week, or earlier this week, as we started discussing this whole, what is Duke going to do? I feel bad for Duke fans. I feel bad to an extent for Manny Diaz and the team, because Darian Mensah said on December 19th, I'm coming back. He put out a video in which he said he's coming back. Cooper Barkate, just a few weeks ago, said, I'm coming back. He is re-signed with Duke. And for all the people who are, especially this is like the Miami media, like, well, Duke's being angry here, but he doesn't want to go back there. Yeah, I don't think Darian Mensah wants to be back here, and I'm not sure that anybody here wants him back. This is becoming about grievance and about compensation more than anything else. But I would love to know, even though I think we do know, what happened in between the time that Darian Mensah said, I'm going to run it back with my guys. We just won an ACC championship. We're going to go back and we're going to defend, make the play. What happened somewhere along the way to the end of the portal that has everybody in this position? And I'll close on this very quickly because Mensah's attorney, whoever is representing him in the state of North Carolina, filed a motion to eliminate Duke's temporary restraining order from Mensah actually enrolling at Miami. The argument that that Mensah used was that he didn't realize that he had to be enrolled by Friday. I went and looked at it. Remember I said earlier that I thought I had heard that it was Wednesday, not Friday. I have no clue. The academic calendar for Miami, which I sought out earlier, basically says that Wednesday is, in fact, the last day for registration. So if somebody is telling him Friday, maybe it is different for athletes. But the bottom line is, whoever was in charge of recruiting Mensah to enter the portal, I'm sure made that clear. Hey, dude, not only do we need to get this done, but we need to get it done now. Because the deadline for you is Friday. He should have known that. With that said, I am positive that there are other academic calendars where he could go to another school and be eligible to play in the spring for spring football. I know a lot of the schools in the Big Ten are on trimesters. He could miss the winter and be good for the spring. We just figured it out for you, Darian. You just couldn't go to Miami and play, and enroll now. But we all know where the direction of travel is. He's going to end up at Miami. He just might miss the spring. That's all. And I don't think that's tragic. I also don't think it's a tragic situation for Duke, other than there will be a lot of pain next football season. Your roster is taking a hit. Maybe you could take all of the money that you're going to get from Mensah and Miami and buy yourself a good freshman quarterback. I don't know. Victoria, thank you. Be safe, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Still arguing whether hockey or golf has the tougher dress code? The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. We're still a few weeks away from the Super Bowl, but the NFC Championship game will cap off every other NFL game. And by the way, you can get a profit boost pack for every NFL